and the candles glitter like you're in a thriller. Heart goes pum pum pum. Ghostly figures, they can get so bitter. Show you want to enter, you can turn back now. You don't know where I've been. What's going on inside? Where the monsters like to come alive, come alive. Do you really wanna know me? I'm really not that cozy. It's up to you, so you decide, you decide. Could you love me up my words till the coffin's in the dirt? Try to break me like a curse, you know that will never work. I'm a little bit absurd, I like dancing on the verge. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion, but could you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you're too scared, get out. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Broken windows and a warning scribbled on my wall saying that you better turn around. Wouldn't be the first to try to burn me down. Your move, you too. Could you love me up my words till the coffin's in the dirt? Try to break me like a curse, you know that will never work. I'm a little bit absurd, I like dancing on the verge. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion, but could you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you're too scared, get out. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Could you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you're too scared, get out. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Words till the coffin's in the dirt. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion. Blue, the feeling behind my eyes. You stood out 'cause you were in red. Then, against my intentions, I let you turn me violet instead. Summer high, met you in August. New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance sucks, but at least I'm still with you. White out skies, middle November. You and I, flights to wherever. I don't mind, as long as it's with you. As long as it's with you. The festival that we met at, where you were just a face in a crowd. And now I can't imagine me with anybody else. As we close out the night underneath the lilac sky. Summer high, met you in August. New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance sucks, but at least I'm still with as long as it's with you. You'll be close. I will wait as long as it's for you.
You sure do like to share your opinions, talking big like somebody's listening. Nobody's listening. It's so fun and games until it doesn't. Toss me out, I'll hit the ignition. Now you listen. Hop up in the window. Smaller and smaller you fade out. Hop up in the window. Yeah. You gotta get no name, so sorry, but we're not the same. No, we're not the same. Boo-hoo, poor you, please forgive me, cause I don't feel any pity. I'm fed up with lies, you wanted my demise. Now you're watching me rise, rise, rise. Up in the window, smaller and smaller you fade out. Up, up, up in the window, yeah. You cannot get my vibe, no, there's no way. I'm flying high above all your gravity, trying to bring me down, but I'll never stay. Hey, hey, watch me levitate. You cannot get my vibe, no, there's no way. You can say what you want, call me insane, trying to bring me down, but I'll never stay. Hey, hey, watch me levitate. Watch me levitate. Hey, hey, watch me levitate.
Watch me levitate, watch me levitate, watch me levitate, watch me levitate, levitate. Watch me levitate, watch me levitate, watch me levitate, watch me levitate.
Watch me levitate. You cannot kill my vibe, no, there's no way. I'm flying high above all your gravity, trying to bring me down, but I'll never stay. Hey, hey, watch me levitate. You cannot kill my vibe, no, there's no way. You can say what you want, call me insane, trying to bring me down, but I'll never stay. Hey, hey, watch me levitate. Watch me levitate. Hey, hey, watch me levitate. Whispered promises straight to my heart. I'd never noticed, but you were never there, you were never there. Hey, you gave me roses, set me apart. All I felt was bliss, but you were never there, you were never. I want us to be what we used to be this night. Baby, just another fight, but you don't wanna see me cry. There is no way that it's never going there. I think it better and I swear I'll follow you no matter where. Think it better and I swear follow you no matter where. Think it better and I swear follow you no matter where. Down in empty streets, looking for joy. I don't wanna admit I'm better on my own, better on my own. You say we're not meant for each other. I'm not sure of this. I won't give up on this, I won't give up. Cause I don't wanna be hey, like the one to flee, like the one to leave. I never surrender, but ever remember my lover. Did you give up on me? Have you never learned to listen? Sorry, I will never be. Even in your dreams, I want you wanna see. Think it better go someplace I don't know, cause I got your picture on my mind. I want us to be what we used to be this night. Baby, just another fight, but you don't wanna see me cry. There is no way that it's never going there. I think it better and I swear I'll follow you no matter where. Think it better and I swear follow you no matter where. Think it better and I swear follow you no matter where.
keep us alive. Now all I can see is we're drifting apart. I can't believe how it all turned dark. Bring me the light, 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 bring me the I can't believe how it all turned dark. Bring me the light. When the night is falling, I feel the darkness calling. Like I'm afraid to love. No one can see me now. When the night is falling, I feel the darkness calling. Like I'm afraid to love. No one can see me now. No one can see me now.
Hey, what the hell? Why you hanging on the roof all by yourself? I have an open invitation, but you're telling me go get lost. I don't wanna see your face. Yeah, what the hell? So why don't we stay out till the morning light? 'Cause two words can make a right. We're just doing what we feeling right now. So Chardonnay, we camp in the parking lot. Leave traces of plastic cups. We're just doing what we feeling right now. So what the hell? Why you hanging pretending that you like somebody else, like you got boys waiting in line to take you home. But tell the truth, you'll spend the night alone. Let's be alone. So why don't we stay out till the morning light? 'Cause two wrongs can make a right. We're just doing what we're feeling right now. So what the hell? Why you hanging on the roof all by yourself? Always waiting for the one, but I got news for you. I'm the best that you can get. So what the hell? Are you ready? So what the hell? So what the hell? So what the hell? Are you hanging on the roof all by yourself? Always waiting for the one, but I got news for you. I'm the best that you can get. So what the hell? So what the hell?
I'm sorry about me. I can be a bit complicated. So don't worry about me. I'm a little intoxicated.
Guess it's been a while since I fell in love, but after last time, don't wanna mess things up. You're so beautiful, and I can't deny. My heart is always with you, my head's always stuck in time. Love, let me go, 'cause I've been holding on for far too long. I've been fighting and keeping strong, now you just gotta let me go. Time, wash away every feeling that can cause me pain. All these memories I can't escape, can you let them all wash away? Let it all wash away, 'cause I don't wanna feel the pain. Love, just let me go, 'cause I don't wanna feel the pain of holding on and keeping
it strong. So now I'm moving on. I don't wanna feel the same, so love, just let me go. Guess I didn't know it would end this way. One drink too much and I could see your face. Why did I let you go? How could I let you leave? Will I ever see you? And do you think of me? Love, let me go, 'cause I've been holding on for far too long. I've been fighting and keeping strong. Now you just gotta let me go. Time, wash away every feeling that can cause me pain. All these memories I can't escape. Can you let them all wash away? Let it all wash away, 'cause I don't wanna feel the pain. Love, just let me go, 'cause I don't wanna feel the pain of holding on and keeping strong. So now I'm moving on. I don't wanna feel the same, so love, just let me go. Running back to my old life, but it leaves it burning. Speaking tongues in my head, yeah, that's the way you want it. She called me baby, you're not wasting time. But how could I let her go? Don't you know I might adore you?
What is going on, guys? My name is Beewhyan, and will be hosting this tournament / casting this tournament for you guys. I hope you guys are all excited and ready to see some high quality H2, not H2O, but also tournament gameplay today, because we got some sweaty players, all right? And I'm not talking about no ordinary sweat. This is that sweat with the SCH, kind of silent, but kind of also strong. Now, there's a couple of things we got to talk about first. Tournament format. You guys want to know how teams are in points and things of that sort, but don't worry, I have a handy dandy photo that I can show you guys to help break it down for you. Now, we're going to be doing 2 maps on World's Edge and 3 maps on Storm Point. And each elimination is 5 points per elimination. Now, what does this mean? It is very, very easy to rack up a lot of points. So first place is 50, second place 30, third place 20, fourth place 15 points, fifth place 10, 6, 5, 7, 3, 8 to 10, 1, 11 and 20, 0. So teams are definitely going to want to start going for placements first. Placements is the name of the game. And now let's do some talking about what we're expecting to see today. All right, comp wise. Remember, this is NA, and with NA, they like old reliable, old faithful, if you will. Now, what does that mean exactly to me, or what does it mean to you? Tell me what you guys think. Tell me, what does old faithful mean to you guys down in chat? I won't see it for another 5 minutes because of the delay, but hey, just know I'm with you in spirit reading it. I promise. I lied. All right. What I'm expecting to see is a lot of Gibby. If there's one thing Gibby does well, is he's reliable no matter what comp. He synchronizes a lot with in movement comps, informational. He does it all. He has a bubble that gives him so much utility that you get so many great things out of. Now, who's going to be his other 2 partners, you may say? Well, my guess, since this is NA and they don't like changing or experimenting, they will be running some Bloodhound. For sure, I'm guaranteeing we will see a lot of Bloodhound today. And for the movement character, I'm expecting either see Wraith or Valkyrie. Both those characters, Wraith is Wraith. There's no way you can even try to get around why Wraith may or may not Wraith. What she does well, she does exceptionally well compared to any other legend. But Valkyrie is kind of like this newer character that everyone's finally realizing the power of her. Because what Valkyrie does is instead of, when the third party comes and collapses on you, usually you just kind of brace for impact and hope that you guys just hit your shots and do better. But what Valkyrie does is she's able to give you and your team an ability to rotate and get to another spot and reposition yourselves completely away from the fight, where teams can't even follow you. While with a Wraith Porter, they can follow you, but Valkyrie, she gets rid of all that. And the thing that's not the most powerful part of her kit is that the fact that once she repositions, she is actually able to see the entire lobby and see where it's safe to land and where it's not to land. So that's what I'm expecting to see a lot. And we're also on Stormpoint, the biggest map in Apex Legends. So of course we're going to see a lot of repositioning here. So overall, that's what I'm expecting. What are you guys expecting to see in chat? Go ahead, type up amongst yourselves, because I'm not going to read it because, delay. So let's get started and let's get on this tourney. All right. Don't forget, guys, this tournament is brought to you by Lenovo Legion. They offer gaming PCs, monitors, and accessories as well. Remember, stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Ooh, I got a couple chills right there. That definitely didn't take me 15 times to try, before I started stream up, but it's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and take a second look at the map and see where teams are dropping right now, because we're going to see a lot of teams expecting to start landing on the outer rings on the map, because, you want to get those beacons, get some armor, have time to set yourselves up. But remember, eliminations are very important. As you can see, there's quite a few teams in Epicenter, Fragment East, one team Fragment West, and one team Lava Fissure and Countdown. Right now, what I'm expecting to see is some murder. Some murder for sure. Definitely going around, people putting other people in boxes. But let's take a second look towards launch site. Right now, we got 3 teams towards launch site, and as well as tree. We have 2 teams at tree. I'm definitely expecting to see a lot of great fights, as we're going to have a ring that's pulling more closer to the lava siphon and tree as well. Now, let's go ahead and take a second and look at tree and see what's going on, because it appears there is 3 teams there ready to fight and throw them things and throw them hands, if you will. Right now, we got see right here, we have Cove right now. They're sitting there fine. They're able to get their loot. They're not really pressured. They see another team, but what they don't know is that there is another team also near train that is going to be rotating on them as well. As you can see, we have Hollow Sins already having a gold Havoc right now with a gold mag. That's honestly probably one of my favorite guns to run. I'm telling you right now, Havoc is way better than people give it credit for, but it happens. So as you can go ahead and see, the Lone Noir hits some very nice shots right now. And the quick 44 damage, nothing, something light, but it happens. We're able to go ahead and start doing what we can to get some poke down. We got with the 30-30, which is probably one of the most underrated guns in my opinion, but that's just me personally. I'm not sure anyone who disagrees, you're wrong. The 30-30 is a lot better than people give it credit for. Great hip fire, great ADS, or aim down sight, travel time. It just loses out a little bit to the longbow, but overall still a very, very solid gun. But right now, as we can see, Sly is going ahead and trying to rotate. They know there's a team here and they're trying to be careful, but they're trying to get that easy fight right now, as this team, YFP Gaming, is completely unaware that someone is coming around. And guess what? They do not have a Bloodhound, so they are going to be completely unaware. Remember, when you are crafting, you are able to see that beacon of light and color pretty far away, as we're doing sneaky stuff. They're hunting wabbits right now. Right now, as Google My Schmoove is right here, schmooving his way, moseying his way on down. They're playing the slow game, and guess what? It's going to pay off for them. They just need to get a little bit closer if they can catch him out in the air. And right now, as they go ahead start hitting shots right now, Google opens up, but Caviar, being the Bloodhound, being able to get that really, really quick information and being able to move up. But it looks like they're going to have to rotate. But it looks like the enemy Valkyrie's going to have to run backwards, because right now they're in a very rough spot. They're getting surrounded slowly yet surely. But whatever they do, they need to end this fight very quickly, because guess what? There are teams all around ready and waiting to collapse. They're going to hear this fight. And at this level, you definitely want to end fights very quickly, because the longer you take, the longer you give it a chance for other teams to hear your gunfight and start moving towards you, to start running up on you immediately. As Twitch Miles is going to go ahead and opt to rotate to the high ground. Very smart play, getting away from teams, making it so it's a lot more difficult to sandwich them. And another thing they're doing is that they are also rotating, checking to see what's behind them. Not too many teams going to land over there, because there's not a lot of great loot. We're going to go ahead and switch on over to Team Inferno right now. A very good team. I talked to a lot of their players. It's a very solid. They're going to actually opt to rotate out, because they were right in the middle of one team and they didn't like the odds. So that's why they're going to go ahead and rotate out. Having Valkyrie being able to rotate is just such a, I cannot stress how great of an ability it is, ultimate it is. to be able to just rotate whenever you want to rotate. That fight was, they were on the low ground. It was not a very optimal fight, so they opted to rotate. And I actually really like this Team Inferno comp right now because we have the Loba, and who I think is criminally underrated, being especially now that we're going to be playing on World's Edge and Stormpoint today. She's going to show it time and time again that the ability to just grab loot, ammo, shields, you know, because you're not going to be able to rotate and run around like you do in pubs or rank, you know, just going grocery shopping, seeing whatever guns, like, ooh, can I get this attachment? You're going to have to hunker down and hold your positions. And guess who is the best legend to do that for you? Loba. It's very solid as a legend overall. As you go ahead swapping over to Roid Ragers right now, and they sitting real pretty. Nice backpacks, nice t-shirts. They got the shoes to match. They're living their best lives, if some of you may say. And Team Infernal, they're not necessarily in a bad spot, but those white shields are definitely you're gonna have to get rid of those quickly, because guess what? One team has already been eliminated. So you're gonna want to go ahead and start trying to get your shields up. Because the longer you wait, the more teams are actually fighting and getting their shields up and having a chance to look for loot. They're in a rougher spot, being right here at Lava Siphon, being right in the middle of the lobby, especially when circle is right directly in the middle of the circle. So you're going to want to go ahead and start shimmying away, seeing if you can get some better positioning here. Because guess what? If you get in a fight, if you do not finish that fight quickly, it is going to be a rough spot, as Team Esports is right now sitting there looking through the glass, watching them as they're standing there menacingly, going to go ahead and get a grenade off and go ahead and blow up that doorway, as they're going to actually try and get the information on zone and actually opt to rotate. Very interesting. It would have been a very risky fight. They do have better shields, but there's no way for them to know that, so they're opting to go ahead, get beacon, and rotate out. And this is the reason why I was expecting to see a lot of Gibby and Valkyrie, because Gibby synergizes so well with Valkyrie's ultimate, because when Valkyrie goes in her ult, she's actually directly below Gibby's bubble, so she's not able to get poked out. So that's something that would have to happen for her to actually see a hit in power. And even then, she'll be just fine. As right now, they actually leave the frying pan and land directly into the boiler room, because they're in the middle of 3 different teams. But it looks like CTA is going to go ahead and opt to rotate as well. Right now, just going ahead. You know what? I don't like these odds. I'm going to go ahead and pull out. And as they pull out and start rotating. So now Team Esports actually has a very solid positioning. What seemed to be a very disadvantageous is now proving to be advantageous to them. Very, very good call, and honestly very lucky. There's one thing I will say, that having Valkyrie in this new meta is creating a lot more teams are playing more passive. They're not committing to fight. So things are going to go a little bit slower, because there's going to be a lot of poke. And then as soon as you feel like, I don't want to fight this fight, you just rotate out for free. And that's one thing we're going to be seeing a lot of right now, is teams just opting to rotate out. Even though they may have, you know, some odds, they don't have the best odds. It's time to go ahead and rotate. Like, man, did you just shoot a bullet at me? Yeah, that's free rotate. Oh man, this position looks kind of ugly. I don't like this rock. Yep, time to rotate. As right now, Yakuza is going to get some shots right now, as they're recklessly crafting on beacon, or on crafter, as if there's not 3 teams looking directly at them, but they're probably running low on shield. But this is going to go ahead and get some nice shots. They have right now purple and Gibby, which is basically the equivalent of a super red shield with that arm shield. So I'm not quite sure you want to keep feeding the Gibby damage, but they're sitting comfortably right now. They're in a very a spot where it's going to be easier to rotate, because you can look left, right, you can go back on the Lava Siphon, you can come back, commit to countdown. You have quite a few options, as there's actually quite a few teams right now outside, and it looks like everybody is running right now. Oh, as we get Liquids hits a very nice shot with the charge rifle, go ahead and get some damage, but unfortunately they're going to have to move quickly, as they're going to go ahead, run in, and go ahead, bubble up and starting to get ready for the fight, as Nistix is going to go ahead, some nice shots. Right now, they're going to opt turn around right back on the Gibby, who's sitting there right on stairs. He's going to actually opt to rotate out, as they actually get the quick down right now on Posty, and go ahead and finish up that kill. So now Liquids have all the time in the world as they're sitting there doing shot, but they need to be careful, because it appears there is another squad right on top of them. Liquids needs to shield up and get ready, because their team is hungry and they're looking for kills, as Nistix actually misses the PK and then kicks the door. But guess what? You're not for free right here. It looks like Nistix is actually going to get a quick shot. Unfortunately, that door kicking animation almost got them, but you know, Liquids was unable to secure the kill and defend. But it would have been a rough uphill battle, because their Gibby was already up as well, as Smokey is actually shooting and putting some nice shots right now on Fufu, as Fufu is literally running for their life with almost no health right now. But they need to be careful, because there is a team right on edge of zone, as they get a nice 54 and go ahead and put them straight into the dirt with the PK. It is really showcasing why the PK is one of my personal favorite shotguns, and Fufu is going to go down as well and actually die, because they're the last person of their squad. There's another team on height. They're going to, Smokey's going to go ahead, take his time and rotate, as we're going to go ahead swapping over to Rent Free right now. They're sitting in sort of a rougher spot right now. They don't have a lot of health, but they do have plenty of shields. They're going to go ahead and set their team up. So as soon as you get up, get that quick shield swap and get ready for the next fight. But it does not appear that there are any teams around them, so they're going to have some time to rotate, check through some guns, see if they, R3 or 1 flatline. Go ahead, tell me which one you like best and comment in chats, guys, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a flatline supremacy. Even after post nerf, I still think flatline's better in every way, shape, and form, but that's just me personally. All right, so we're going to go ahead and watch Rent Free just live their best lives. They have 6 boxes. They chose a perfectly great third party, as Rent Free needs to be careful because there's a team right on top of that. As Yuri gets absolutely roasted right now and needs to go ahead, opt to step back, and his team's going to have to come back and help out and just help them stabilize right now. They're in a solid spot. They don't have to worry too much about people, coming from every direction. They just, on zip line and stairs, but it's still not a spot you want to be in because right now they are not even in zone right now, and zone closes in 26 seconds, and ring 3 is about to start commencing. You know what it means when it commences? It's going to start cooking. So you guys are going to definitely want to have to start, either in this fight quickly or opt to rotate out. But whatever you do, you need to do it quickly. But they do have quite a few movement characters right now. They're going to opt to use the Wraith Portal to get them towards tunnel and see if they can rotate out. Because guess what? They have 2 of the characters that I called that they would have, which is Valkyrie and Wraith. They're going to have a lot of repositioning. You have the Gibby as well. And they're actually going to be able to rotate out for free, as Google's just going to go ahead, try to pop some shots, level up that evil shield. But once again, Valkyrie's just going to look around, not really like the situation, and then opt to nope out and rotate over for free as they're watching their back. But they're not going to push. It would be a horrible push to try to push through tunnel right here. Very tight and close space in zone. Round 2's closing. You definitely want to go ahead and find yourself a spot in zone, as Rent Free is actually going to be living their lives rent free as they're rotating in tunnel. But CTA is here just going ahead and looting up, but they need to be careful because they're taking some damage. In round 3, it may tick for a little bit or not a lot, but it's still gonna be ticking. So definitely want to go ahead and start rotating on Seward and then later. But it looks like they have plenty of med kits, plenty of syringes. They're gonna be perfectly fine. They also have Valkyrie, so they're not too far out, but it's still not the greatest spot to be in, because just because you're in zone comfortably, once you come to zone, once you're out of zone and you come to zone, you're going to hit a little bit of a wall, because that does not guarantee you free space. All that means is that you don't take damage for ring, but there could be teams waiting to gatekeep you. But we'll come back at them and look and see, as Global Rodents are sitting here getting a nice gold shield, living their best lives. There's a lot of people living their best lives right now. And look at that Gibby bubble. Not sure if you wanted to use it on a care package, just because, taking that chance of you getting a Spitfire compared to a lot of stuff, but it's fine. They're perfectly fine, living their best life. Global Rodents is here. They have some very solid positioning, especially for a caustic trap. They got the doors trapped at. Listen, right there is probably the most dangerous place. If you have asthma, stay away from that area, because caustic traps are all over the place. And I wasn't actually expecting to see a lot of caustic today due to his recent nerf, but even then, the nerf is more of an adjustment, if you will, making it so you can't just leave his traps since they stay up infinitely. But Yakuza is sitting here inside, living pretty. Right there, outside, living pretty. There's not a lot of things they have going on right now. So let's check the setting on map to see if there's any action going on. As you can see, Slyrilla actually dies right now, just now, as there is a bubble fight going on right now, as Omit is right here fighting their best lives, fighting and doing. Sport's going to get some nice shots, but Sport is the last one up. They don't, both of them are low health, and and Magnus only has 50 health. They need to be careful because he has the PK right here using his teammate's shield right now to go ahead and try to shield it, but they need to be careful because they are Sport is right above full health. That is a rough spot to be in, as he hits a very nice 49 right now, but he needs to be careful. He's going to go ahead and opt to use the ultimate. Better now than never, as he's going to rush inside and actually get clapped by Sport, who's going to be just able to use the Bangalore passive just to zoom by faster than he could have fight, faster than he can aim, and Sport is going to actually go ahead and not get this quick res and be just fine. That was a very nice bubble fight, very nice positioning, very nice call going up top on shooting down. But right now we're going to go ahead and switch over to Ironic, who needs to be careful and start getting it moving right now, because that Gibby ultimate, it hurts. And right now, especially Spacey being dangerously low right now, having less than 50 health and a white shield right now, as his 2 teammates have purple. They're not in a very solid spot whatsoever, but they're gonna have to just fight it out right now. They or either wait for Gibby Bubble and try to reposition. Whatever they need to do, they need to do it quickly, because yes, you are in zone. However, you are in one of the best spots to get grenaded, or the worst spot in your case to get grenaded. As right now, Slump go ahead, rotate to the right side and get some quick nice shot. And guess what? Gibby is going to have the bubble. Then you have to use the crypto ult to go ahead and stop that movement, as space is going to go down. Valkyrie's going to go ahead and try to run out, but they're going to go down as well, as they are dangerously low, but they are also running towards zone and running towards another team who is sitting there waiting for them menacingly right now to go ahead, as they go ahead and opt to get these, as Team Anarchy is going to go ahead and get everything they need, as Vatari is the last one, but Vatari is going to get poked out, unfortunately, and go ahead down. As we go ahead and switch to Estrada, who just porting themselves out and getting to run away, but they're going to be running directly into another team. Right now, it is a very rough spot to be in. There's a lot of different things going on, and guess what? None of them are good for right now for Yakuza. They were sitting up in a very nice spot, but they opt to try to get those quick kills, as Team Anarchy is going to come in and collect that free KP. But they need to be careful, because there's not teams poking them. There's teams also outside of ring, as Smexton go ahead and get some really nice shots, but a Gibby ult is already on top of them right now, as Red Elixir is going to do their best to try to go ahead and get a bat off. They need to go ahead and reposition, but they're actually going to go ahead and go down to the Gibby ultimate, and right now Slump is in a very rough spot. Moosey is right there. Sport once again coming in with his team. Dougie and Desmond are coming in to rotate and collect this free KP. This was the edge of zone, but it actually turned out to be a graveyard because of how many teams are coming. Right now, Omit is playing Battle Royale, but they seem to be playing Waves survival mode, because it looks like team after team is coming to go ahead and see if they can collect this free big KP. Because remember, each kill is 5 points, and they're doing everything they can. As you see, another Gibby ult come off. Omit really needs to go ahead and rotate out right now. They can rotate around Mountain right now and be just fine. They have tons of shield swaps, tons of boxes to go ahead and switch between. But what do? They need to opt to do it right now. At Smokesy, they're going to sit there and watch and see if they opt to come this way. Whatever, they have 40 seconds, so they have plenty of time to rotate before zone starts closing. But it is ring 4. You know what ring 4 is? It's set to oven at preheated at, I'm not quite sure what's the temperature of it, but hot temperatures to go ahead and get rid of a lot of your health. You're going to have to rotate quickly, because especially if they want to get this high ground. Well, listen, we learned from a guy with the asthmatic breathing problems that high ground is very important. So you definitely want to opt to go ahead and do that right now, as Omit is actually doing just what I said. I know I'm a caster, but I'm actually clairvoyant, all right? I know exactly what's going on. There are not too many spots, though, to really land at. So whatever, they're going to have to really commit to this team that's right inside building. And they're going to actually do some really nice shots, as Thugs does very, very solid damage with the 42 with the R301. And I'm sure his team got some shots as well. So they need to position in and try to get in quickly, because right now, Sport did put a very nice smoke, so they're going to be able to move up quickly. But it looks like another team, Team Inferno, is coming in right now. They're going to play the low ground, so they don't really have too many places to rotate if any team pushes them. But you know what they do have? Cover. And they're able to hear Team Esports fight for the life of. Teams are coming right in to see if they can do some damage to him. But Cabeza needs to go ahead and rotate back before his Cabeza gets peeled back by the people who are literally right outside just shooting. But it looks like there's teams all around right now, and they need to stabilize quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because listen, you go down, guess what? You will not be able to get your teammate back up, as it looks like the Valkyrie actually did go down. They're going to have Ultis elements. They're going to be just fine. The Valkyrie did not go down. I was mistaken. But they have some Ultis elements. They're going to be just fine. But Sport needs to be careful here, because they are 3 guns trained on this one door. And there's teams underneath them. Teams underneath that team that's underneath them, and they're all sitting inside trying to poke and do whatever damage they can to set themselves up for success. And it looks like Team Inferno actually has a pretty solid position. As soon as I spoke that, commentator's curse went in and hit me straight in the mouth just now, because they are actually having to take cover from a team that's playing right there on Raptors, as Sport is going to try his best to go ahead and set himself with a Digi Threat or card SMG. And so he's already ready to try to smoke them out and do some damage, but it looks like they're not going to be able to do too much. I'm just going to go ahead and swap on over to Evolved Esports right now, who has actually just got ninja dropped on by a whole nother group, and they're just going to go ahead and opt to try to do their best. As Rent Free went ahead and collected free KP, but this KP seems very expensive, because guess what? There is grenades, a Horizon Ultimate galore, and everything right on top of them. They're going to be able to stabilize, though, because that team is getting poked out by someone else, but they're perfectly fine. They're able to stabilize. They have these 3 boxes. Go ahead and get some quick shield swaps and everything. And Gaby will have bubble in 5 seconds, so he'll be just fine. Now, he's going to swap on over to Sport, who's doing everything they can to getting all the pokes and everything they possibly can to go ahead and give themselves a lot of rotation power, as they're going to opt to try to rotate around. But they need to be careful because Ash is right there. They saw each other. They're going to opt to go ahead and play it slow, but Sport needs to be careful because he's not in a rock and a hard place, but between one team and another team who are right there ready. They're going to have to actually use Wraith Portal to get out, because guess what? Nobody is in zone. This is the most cover advantageous spot, but no one's in zone. So what the advantage that they did have is now gone. Team Esports is going to have to start committing to this fight or getting ready to rotate or something, as Tacos goes super low and gets put straight into the dirt, but it looks like they're going to try to put him back in spectator mode, as Gyozi is doing his absolute best, and Sport took a lot of damage, but Sport's able to stabilize. Lettuce is actually right there, not unable to get the shield bite. Gets the shield bite off, but it gets dangerously low. Remember, this is round 5 right now. Round 5 is closing, so guess what? If you ain't moving now, you are going to be put straight into spectator mode right now, as Cabessa and his team go straight into spectator mode, as Twitch Miles gets a very nice solid PK shot right on the Gibby, who was unaware of him, and Gibby with the hitbox the size of 2 houses in a condo, he went ahead and went down almost immediately, as YFP Gaming is sitting there watching all the fights go down. But Team Inferno right now in a very solid spot, being able to contest and get some really nice damage. But Daniel needs to be careful because Warrior is dangerously low, and the last thing you want to do is lose your Gibby, as they're getting Gibby's getting absolutely aped on by Nystix, who is right there on top of him, getting some very nice shot, and Daniel is the last one. But guess what? They have all the cover. There's two other teams around them looking there, as Real is going to go ahead and roast them with their alternator right now, letting you know that, hey, I may not be the best gun, but I am old reliable. I am good no matter what, as YFP Gaming is doing their absolute best to stabilize right now. There's tons of shield swaps, there's tons of dead bodies, so they have all the time to worry, but they need to be careful of the Rat, who almost puts Real straight into the dirt. But it looks like the Rat is doing their absolute best to Rat and get some solid placements. But remember, kills are 5 points, so you definitely want to go for kills more than placements right here, as they're going to go ahead opt to. YFP has all the time, but Rent Free is right below them, right outside, and then Gibby, you didn't use bubble, and that's a very rough spot to be in, because guess what? Using your Gibby bubble so early on when the last ring is getting ready to close, you are going to be in a rough spot. That is one of the worst times to not have your bubble. So right now, Nystix is going to go ahead and opt to rotate around, get some free damage, hit a nice quick 47, and it looks like they're going to have to run around, as Rip Free is just holding a very solid position right now, right outside the zone. But it looks like the zone will be closing on their part, so they need to be careful. They have that drop, they have the door, and there's 3 teams, and I believe 1 Rat that is sitting there living their best life, watching all this, eating popcorn from the sidelines. And that would be me too. I wish I could rat that good, but unfortunately, all I know is how to fight. That's it. I'm not good at it, but I just know how to shoot guns and tell everybody where I'm at. As Nystix is actually looking for this, but they need to be careful because this is a very rough spot to be in. They don't have the best cover as well, as Nystix drops down for some reason, gets dangerously low on shields, and Eox is going to go ahead and be able to shield up and have some time to set up, but they need to be careful because Nystix actually dropped down. So, and that zip line is going to be closing up soon. So you might want to go ahead and rotate over easy, as Eox is going to go ahead and have to bubble now because Gibby Ultimate is dropping right on top of them. And right now, Nystix opting to go for, an angle, because right now their spot right now is going to be cooking up in zone. So whatever they do, they need to do it immediately, or else they're just going to get roasted right now and take a lot of damage. And Nystix doing what Wraiths do best, is grabbing angles. As actually Real goes down, YFP is going to hit drop in the sky, and if you cue the Valkyrie music right now, as Twitch is going to go, Miles is going to go ahead and try to get the quick shield off. They're going to have to use the bubble, but they need to be careful. Zone is directly behind them right now, as they are the last 2 squads, and Miles hits a disgusting PK shot, but unfortunately going to go down right now. So huge shout out to them. They did a very good job. Very good job right there, playing themselves, playing time, playing zone. An amazing job to them. Congratulations on the W. All right, Nystix, Yuri, Eox, you guys did a very, very solid job. Very, very nice rotations. Very nice play. Overall, round of applause. Am I allowed to clap the microphone? Hold on, 1 clap. There you go, 1 clap. That's all I'm probably legally allowed to do, which is fine. So great job. What I love to see is that that match, and that was probably my favorite part, is how much Valkyrie was showcasing how strong of a legend she is, being able to go ahead and rotate left, right. You saw a lot of teams using that and rotating it to their best abilities. A lot of teams. Even the only thing we need to see is the final ring people Valkyrie ulting right there. But even then, they were doing a lot of great jobs. But let's take a second look at the scoreboard. All right, let's see what we have going on here, because there's a lot going on. Rent Free with 104 45 points. Goodness great. What a lead. That just shows you this game, you can catch up, you can move along very quickly because 145 points from game one, by the way. This is game one. All right. This game absolutely insane plays. And then we have YFP Gaming in second, with 48. Team Anarchy 36, Rodents 25, Team Inferno 25. You see a lot of teams with 25 points, but hey, that's points. It shows you if you have a great game like Rent Free, you too can come in and dominate this lobby and catch up very, very quickly. So what was you guys' in chat favorite part? Great. I love that. That was also my favorite part. I'm just going to assume you guys answered. Okay. You're doing good. All right. You're doing great. All right. But what I want to go ahead and tell you guys right now is that remember, this tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. All right. They offer gaming PCs, monitors, accessories. All right. You ready? Savage on the outside. Dang it. They are stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. You want to know something funny? I definitely didn't practice that 15, 20 times. You have no proof of that. All right. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break as we go ahead and get ready for game number 2. I lied. I did not.
You with somebody out there.
If I didn't chase you, would you even care?
And if I lost my mind, would you come around? I will keep you safe and sound after all this time.
Feel uninvited. Left you home in West LA. I'm not excited. So uninspired. On my way to play the bay while you're alone. This girl's a wonder. She loves me, yeah. She needs to know I love her. I wonder if we'll make it through this summer. Just wanna touch like back when we were younger. Yeah. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me.
I'm so divided, starstruck, but hate has got some indecisive. I'm over fighting, I just can't wake up cold and sleep alone. Decisive. I'm over fighting, I just can't wake up cold and sleep alone. This boy's some trouble. When he's around, my problems seem like double. His stupid eyes put me on ice, so no, no. Don't slow me down, don't wanna do this solo.
Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love
know the air I'm breathing, it's no good for my lungs. I do this every season. I hate when summer comes. I fall into a trap that I made by myself. Oh, and I always do the wrong thing. I'm unstable and I'm unsteady. I've lost a million times already, and I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down. I feel unable and so unworthy. My heart feels heavy. I've lost already.
Welcome back. Hope you all had a great time, doing, stuff or whatever it is that you do. But game 2 is getting ready to start, but we have a few things I want to show you guys and update you guys on right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule, which is the most important, because I'm sure you guys like, when can we get some more Apex? Don't worry, I got you covered. Go ahead and look at these times right now and adjust for your time zones, because there's a lot of people who are here in different time zones. My time zone is the best time zone. I can't say it probably legally, but go ahead, take a second and watch and see which one is there. Also, keep in mind, there are multiple tournaments. We have South America, North America, Europe. We have all these tournaments going on. So make sure you follow Lenovo Legion. There you go, on Twitter right now, so you can get all the updates and all the info and catch everything Lenovo Legion. That would be my suggestion to you guys. And yeah. Now, let's take a quick look at these standings real quick right before we get into game number 2. Just give you guys an update to show you who right now is dominating this lobby, because we need this information before. Look at Rent Free right now, 145 points, sitting pretty, watching the whole lobby right now as they struggle for some points. There's a couple teams who did not get any points last round, but guess what? We have a few more games. You guys can go ahead and catch up. Look at it. Rent Free did that in one game. I'm sure you guys can do even better. Challenge Rent Free. Don't let them run this lobby, all right? They just ran this one, but hey, things change all the time. Kills are worth 5 points, so definitely go ahead and do what you can. All right, let's go ahead and get started on this game number 2. Now, there's one sentiment that I have for all these tournaments is this: the longer the games go on, the sweatier the game gets. Now, what does that mean? Teams are learning how other teams play. Some are adjusting their play style. Some are playing slower. Some may play more aggressive. But whatever happens is they are going to be adjusting their play styles accordingly. Now, let's go ahead and take a second and look directly at this map. Now, we saw a lot of teams go ahead and start on launch site or rotate to launch site very early on, especially with Valkyrie being able to give all that information of where zone is going to be. A lot of teams are rotating a lot sooner than later. And there's actually no teams at Harvester, which is a little surprising. Harvester is a secret bop, okay? One of my personal favorite locations outside of Skyhook, because I think Skyhook is the best landing location on this. But, my opinion doesn't matter. I'm just the caster. Am I right? Yeah. As you can go ahead and see right now, Yori Nix is actually relaxing the overlook. And we see a lot of teams rotate over to Skyhook and Lava Fissure right now. And I'm definitely expecting to see some early fights right now over there. But you even see it. 2 teams are at Thermal as well, but Thermal's a very large area. They have all the time. I'm definitely going to see a lot of fights over towards Lava Fissure for sure, because they are right in the middle of 2 different teams. Slumped they're going to be trying their best to go ahead and fight everyone off right now. We go ahead and switch over to launch site right now as Nico is fighting hard. They got like a little bit of damage onto him, but nothing too damaging. It's a Wraith. Whatever they want, they just pull out and just dip. They have all the time in the world. Wraith players, am I right? Yeah, you guys know I'm right. All right, now as we can see, R99 PK. Listen, a range not very terrible. Yeah, fine, but you get them up close, they're going to shred. That is the most Wraith loadout I have ever seen. What's one of some of you guys' favorite off-drop loadouts? Because right now that's actually a really good off-drop loadout. We're going to go ahead and switch on over to Void actually and see what they're going to be up to right now with Kronos with a nice purple shield off-drop. It must be nice. It must be nice. If you get that reference, me and you are actually best friends. If you don't, sheesh. All right, so you're going to ahead and see they have all the time in the world. Just go ahead and rotate over. But it looks like everyone's actually opting to rotate towards Skyhook or away from Skyhook towards Epicenter, because they definitely want to see what they can do and set themselves up. As Fufu actually takes a little bit of damage and getting poked out as Chrono, we see he probably leveled up that shield, but as he's hitting these very nasty 30-30 shots right now, and they're going to get some free damage early on and set themselves up for success, because this is when you want to start building your shields. Being able to build your shields up early game is when you are going to see nothing but the most success possible. As you're going to go ahead and see Kronos put on the shatter caps right now, which basically turns your 30-30 into a dirty 30 by getting some disgusting up close shotgun pellet shots. It's very, very nice, very solid overall, but they're going to actually opt to not chase and go for positioning right now, which I think is a very beautiful idea and a very wonderful idea overall. Now, you guys may be wondering, Brian, why are you solo casting? Well, it was because I'm so powerful. I'm like a season 5 main anime protagonist, while all of you are season 1. I didn't need casters. All right, it's just me, myself, and I. As Cronus is going to go ahead and watch behind you guys, watch behind themselves, and see if anyone's following up. But no one wants any of the trouble. It's too early game. A lot of people don't even have great guns. So let's see what else is going on around the map. Let's see if there's any other fights going on, because right now they're fine. They're going to rotate over to Climatizer, get some good loot, and they'll be perfectly fine. As they're going to go ahead and opt to set themselves up. And look at this team comp. This team comp, by the way, I called it. I just want to be known I called it. Actually, I called it a little bit more Bloodhound, but I can go ahead and change my opinion and say Wraith. I did not expect this. This team went straight into all movement. All right, you are not going to be able to catch them, but they have no idea what's going to be going on around them, as they seem to spot another team coming right outside of caves right now, and they're going to try to rotate on and see what's going on, see what's cooking good looking over here. As I'm going to go hit some wingman shots, hitting one shot, nothing too crazy, but they actually do opt to get a very quick crack. As they're going to head swapping over to YFP Gaming, as they're going ahead and push in and get some very nice shots, and they're going to actually go ahead and try to rotate out as Real gets dangerously low, and Kiz is right there getting absolutely roasted right now and missing all the shots, but they only have a charge rifle right now inside of a Gibby bubble, which is probably one of the worst things to happen. Wi-Fi is out with only a slither, all right, of health right now, trying their absolute best to see if they can clutch up right now, as the two teammates just sitting there watching them and get a very nice down right there, but unfortunately he's unable to get a shield swap because they have to do the animation of picking up their teammates first, you know, homies before shields. I don't know if you guys carry this sentiment, but we do here. As right now, Oni is actually going down, and Sassy is the last one using some movement, but it's a very rough spot. They get one down, but they have 2 more people they need to do it to. Don't have no fear, as they're going to hit some nasty shots right now. And they have white shields. Sassy does have purple, and they have all the time in the world, and is going to go ahead and yoink themselves right on the high ground. And they can just sit here and just keep rotating again and again and get the quick thirst and get the shield swap. Sassy showing, hey, I may be the last person, but I'm the last one, and I still got hands. And you're gonna have to fight for these kills. As you can go ahead and use a quick rotate and just go ahead and get themselves out, because it's a rough time. Bloom's already got the purple shield. Draco sitting here with getting able to get the quick blue shields, and Sassy's actually going to have to opt to go ahead and call it a day and move themselves on, as Ironic is moving aggressively close right now, showing that, listen, I move with my teammates, as they shoot and get some very nice shots with the Valkyrie stun. And unfortunately, they're going to actually go down, because Nova is going to actually go down just because that Valkyrie stun really slowed down and put them straight into the dirt, as they're in spectator mode, and Ironic is going to go ahead and collect all this free loot, as Vatari is only hitting a W key, doesn't believe in the S key. He's going to hit a 45 to the body, another one, see if they can do one more, and there, boom, just like that. Go ahead and get some quick, easy 3 KP. Guess what? Remember, 15 points right off back, right there. This is early game. That is going to be our 19th squad to go ahead and disappear and be put straight back into the lobby, as they're Ironic is looking to try to speed run, as they already spot another enemy team, and they're going to do everything they can to go ahead and set themselves up for success. All right, as Ironic is sitting very nicely with 2 purple shields. You know, Light is rocking a blue shield, as the Valkyrie, listen, they're living their best life. Cove, not in the best of spots. They're going to be able to level up and get over to blue shields, but Zone is coming in, and you know, it is round 1, yes, so they can sit here and, you know, craft, do whatever they need to, but there's a team already in train station watching them. So do you want to take that chance, or do you want to go ahead and rotate out? They're going to opt in to go ahead and rotate out. Listen, I'm also a coach, all right? I'm clairvoyant, a caster, and a coach, all in the same person, all right? Listen, I'm connected to everybody, all right? But it's impossible for them to hear me because there's a 5-minute delay, so yeah. I'm talking, I guess it would be more I'm talking in the past. Listen, I don't do math and I don't know how that works, but just know I does it, okay? As Cove is going to go ahead and opt to rotate over to the countdown right now and see if they can set themselves up. And Evolved is sitting there seeing if there's anyone else outside the zone trying to rotate out and get some really easy KP. As you see, Lava Siphon right now has not 1, not 2, but 4 teams there looking at each other, standing there menacingly right now, as they are all watching one team. Tacos is in probably one of the not optimal spots right now, right in the middle, as we do see Zone though is pulling towards launch site. So definitely want to go ahead and see if you can pull on through. But Lava Siphon is definitely going to be the hot spot because guess what? Those teams are going to see each other and start shooting. Guess what that means? That means the third parties. All right, you're going to see Wave 4. And that's a whole nother round is going to come straight towards you as ABW is going to go ahead and see and opt to go ahead and straight in and see if they can get quick shots, but they need to get right off the high ground as Gibby does hit his ultimate, and Caviar Kev is going to go ahead and get eaten alive and put straight into the dirt, and he's inside his bubble, so his team can't even help him out as they're going to go ahead and opt to do some Gibby dance, some bubble dancing right now and see and get some really quick PK shots right now. Destroys and gets a very meaty shot right there as he is able to go ahead and put the Valkyrie straight in the dirt and then go ahead and wipe up with Caviar Kev and put him and his team into spectator mode, and they're able to watch all of us go ahead and succeed and be great at this game. Quick, easy 15 points for ABW as they play that very nicely. They put themselves in a very rough spot, but hey, ABW was saying, yeah, you know what? We take those. Listen, kills are kills as Nobu goes down. It looks like Nobu was trying to scan Beacon, but you need to understand, you scan Beacon, what you're going to be scanning is a QR code of how to get back in game. Is going to cause actually Saf to go ahead and try to use his ultimate to slow them down right now because that's a very rough spot to be in, but they are on the other side of this building. They do have boxes, but what do? They need to do quickly, and Ash opting to go ahead and teleport themselves into tunnel right now. Very big brain, very big brain right now. I would have been in smooth brain and try to fight that, but ABW are quite literally constructed alternatively, also known as built differently, as they're going to go ahead and opt to rotate out. And that's one character that I think is also underrated as well as Ash. I think we need to see more Ash. Me personally, my opinion, okay, this is my opinion, but it just happens to be fact, and you guys are wrong. Ash is a better Octane. I said it. I said it. I stand by my words. I stand by it, and I'm not taking it back. Also, it's on the internet, so I can't take it back now. So, but Ash is a better Octane. You have a character who's able to rotate you and your team towards that position in cover and not being damaged at all. That is going to prove time and time again for ABW. That is a very powerful play because guess what? If they chose Octane right there, the other team would have been able to quickly follow right up on them. Them teleporting would have done nothing except like slow them down if it was an Octane jump pad. So, but hey, they're setting up in Geyser. They rotated, very good call by them, and they're able to rotate over and set themselves up for success. As you're gonna go ahead and swap on over and see what's going on in Lava Siphon right now, because there was 4 teams and everyone's converging to that one spot that is right in the middle of the lobby right now. And round 2 is closing. And guess what? You're gonna definitely want to go ahead and try to get ready to rotate on over as there's teams already shooting at Saf right now. And, you know, everybody can hit Gibby because Gibby is the size of an Empire State Building currently, and they're going to go ahead and opt to rotate over, but they didn't take anything too meaningful. But they're going to be able to, all they did was get information to know exactly, hey, there's a team behind us. Let's go ahead and rotate on over. And it looks like everybody's slowly and surely moving towards Lava Siphon. I'm definitely expecting to see a lot of fights as they're actually going to try to opt and try to rotate on over and see if they can get on the other side towards launch site, because everyone knows Lava Siphon is where it goes down. All right, stream, go ahead and tell me down in chat, where would you guys land? Me personally, I'm a huge Skyhook fan, but you know, go ahead and tell me where. As you're gonna go ahead and swapping over to Team Demon right now as they're on these demonic hours and seeing they're moving up. The enemy team has already used their bubble as they already getting down right now on off the east, but they're going to see if they can try to move. But remember, this is round 2. These zones is hurting right now as they're going to go and put Fufu straight into the dirt with those nice shots. But listen, it may be hurting, but it's not as bad as Team Fufu's team, because they are now, unfortunately, are eliminated at our 15th place team. So you already know there's no placement points for that as Blooms gets dangerously low. Did I say dangerously low? I mean dangerously dead and go straight into the dirt as Sins is going to have to come back and heal him up. And remember, round 3 just began. So you better hope this team you robbed, they have some heals for you, because it's going to be a little rough right here. And I don't see any heat shields popping, but they have a jump tower, so they're going to be able to rotate on over and set themselves up for success. This Roid Ragers is right in Lava Siphon. They don't even know that how many teams are around them waiting, watching, looking, waiting for someone to shoot the first bullet. So everyone now has the ability to WQ in space, but they're okay. They're fine for right now. They have some time to relax, you know, check the news, check Twitter, make sure you guys follow the Nova Legion and stuff like that for all the updates and changes in schedules for all the tournaments coming up. As you're gonna go ahead and swap on over to ABW, who got to wipe the team. almost got wiped by a team and rotated out as Nobu gets dangerously close to dying right now. You're gonna have to have Sap use bubble to save you, but it's rough. You never want to use bubble to stabilize yourself. You always want to use it to try to get aggressive, but as you see another team using it to go ahead and stabilize, it's fine, but all that does, that's a long cooldown, a 25-second cooldown of Gibby. So you're not going to be able to get as aggressive, or you can, but just you won't be able to do it as safe. As Nobu goes down, and you can already see Valkyrie just from the skies coming up and seeing they can go ahead, collapse, and finish this team. But YFP, they already have some nice KP now, and they're going to be able to sit and watch. But they're not in zone, but rocking in a charge rifle PK. This person fears nobody right now. All right, the only person they fear is like a disconnection code right now, as Sap is the last person with only 5 health left over. But they're gonna go ahead and bubble and get the shield off. Maybe not necessarily the best rat, because their abilities showcase exactly the entire lobby where they are, as Team Global Rodent is gonna go ahead and get that quick, easy, solid KP. And guess what? Rodents are in one of the best spots right now, especially playing Caustic. Listen, you can set your traps up and set up the campfire, because you are not going to have to move, as we have 2 different rats that are right on the other side of this column. They don't even know they're near each other right now. But you know, it happens. It happens. As Team Ironic is setting themselves up, they got some boxes, they got some shields. They can go ahead and live their best life. They're definitely going to be in zone for at least another round, so they have all the time in the world to relax. Spacey setting themselves up with Caustic Ultimate, playing nasty, making sure they're going for placements. They got some KP, and all their main goal is to survive right now. You don't necessarily have to win. Winning helps, but surviving, getting higher placements is definitely what they're going to be going for right now. And what better legend to do that for you than Caustic? Caustic makes it very, very expensive to go ahead and push them inside of closed spaces. Yes, you can shoot out barrels. So he did see the adjustment that, but all it did is slow him down, slow the other team down a little bit. As Kronos is going to go ahead and go down, a No Man's going to go ahead and get right, as they are just like that, are wiped from the lobby and put right into spectator mode. But Real is taking their shots right now as he throws his Gibby ult, but his Gibby ult actually gets stuck on some geometry and is not going to be going down, unfortunately. That has happened to me as well. I feel your pain, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. All right. But you know, you live your best lives. You try again another day, as you're going to go ahead and try to rotate in. But the rotation they're going in, they're going to be rotating directly into another team, as YFP Gaming is going to be rotating as well. So there's going to be a little bit of a sandwich factory right here, if you will. You know, a sub sandwich right now, as they are coming in and right behind the team. They don't have to really move too far, but they have some time, as YFP is going to as Real is going to be doing some shots right now. They use Gibby Bubble to go ahead and get some loot, or Heat Shield, to get some loot, but they're not going to be too pressured right now to move. They have tons of time to rotate over, as Team Inferno right now is sitting there shielding up. They're in a little bit of a rougher spot, because they do have to go up a high ground, a monumental high ground right now, especially not having any crazy movement characters outside of Valkyrie. But listen, if any team can do it and get a really nice rotate, Team Inferno can. I believe in you. All right. I'm not saying you're my favorite team. I'm just saying, like, I'm an Inferno cheerleader at this point. All right. As they're going to go ahead and opt, and they actually have a Loba ult as well, so they can go ahead, swap, get all the shields, to get all the meds, and prepare. But they need to start, whatever they do, they need to commit to it quickly, because guess what? Zone closes in 25 seconds. I'm expecting to see at least 4, maybe 5 Valkyries going off right now, as everyone's going to opt to rotate in. As you see, Yakuza is going to be rotating in, but they need to be careful, because they're going to choose the low ground. But what they don't know is that there are rats around, but not where they are. So they chose a very solid positioning here, and they're going to actually be in zone for a while. But the one thing they are not going to have to do is stand in the open. Yeah, you might want to get yourself in there, Estrada, as they are getting poked from another team. But it's Real. He's just doing a little damage he can. And actually, Faraz is actually going to have to use Bubble here. And that's just going to show and highlight his positioning the entire lobby and go, yeah, we're here. Yeah, we're shielding up. As Estrada is going to go ahead and use his portal to rotate them out and try to get them somewhere safely. And this is the reason why we're going to see a lot of Wraith and Valkyrie. Wraith able to get their team from point A to point B, and maybe back to point A to stabilize and set themselves up for success, while Valkyrie can get them from point A all the way to Z on the other side of the map, basically. As we see, old Global Rodents has Exampi has a Kraber right now and is waiting, looking, waiting, hoping a fool steps inside of their line of sight. As they shoot a shot, they may have missed, but they have time. There's another team on the other side. They're just sitting there watching, waiting for that Big B bubble to go down. They don't want to commit to it, because they don't want to lose their positioning, but they're going to see the bodies drop, and then they're going to actually opt to come right back. They say, Zampy, no, come back, Zampy. We need you. We don't want to give our solid positioning. But what they do want is they do want some KP because they're a little bit low in this KP as they hit a nice 45, a nice 35, and they're going to go ahead and rotate in. But because remember, they're not going to be full health as there's just Gibby bubbles right now, Gibby fights right now as set themselves up. They have tons of shield swaps. They can do everything they can, but they need to be careful because they do not have anyone to help stabilize. But you know what they do have is teams right outside fighting for their lives. But Yakuza takes some Valkyrie hits, but they're gonna go ahead and step right inside bubble and shield and watch the other team and their bubble. But guess what? They use their bubble first, so they now no longer have that cover. But right now, they're gonna go ahead and roast kills right now and get some very nice shots. And man, oh man, they're in a rough spot right now because there is not one, not two, but three other teams around. And you just see the kill feed, people dying left and right. Whatever they do, they need to do it quickly. But I am wrong. They're in zone. They are not in the best advantageous spot of zone, but they're in zone nonetheless. And there are 8 squads left over coming straight towards them. So whatever they do, do it quickly because, man, oh man, there is people all around right now. As you can see, they are all coming through. Everyone came through Lava Siphon and now going through as their Star Joe is getting... It has 5 health right now, is running for their lives. Zampy is going to go ahead and only W key, kicking the door, setting themselves, breaking beat door, and bam, just like that, he's going in. Knock, knock, who is there? It is your boy Zampy, ready to go ahead and put you all in the dirt. As they go ahead and set themselves, and Global Road is coming down from having 0 kills to having 4 right now. And that just shows you, never give up on your dreams. Woo! That's what exactly what I say. As Javen is going to go ahead and get some shots, but unfortunately he's going to go down as he is going to be died. It was a rough and a rock place. He was unable to get too much going on or going from there. As Starjo is one of the last people alive for their team. They're Valkyrie, so they have some options. They can rotate left, right. As a big excuse me, Arcstar goes right off in Zampy's face, but it's Gibby. What are we talking about? Gibby's he doesn't fear stuff like that. He eats stuff like that for breakfast. Starjo has a very solid rat spot right now, right on the stairs, and they just hear Global Rodents just running around, swapping shield bats. But it looks like Script is going to see does he see them? Does he see him? Nope, Scrim actually does not see him. They're just running around seeing what they can see, but they do see him in the last second. Just like that, Starjo loses shield, but he's gonna have time to rotate over, but he's gonna be running into another team of 2 as he goes and gets put straight into spectator mode right now. As you can see, Global Rodents was right there. They have a very nice spot. They're able to see everyone, have a nice head glitch right now. They have all the time in the world. Team Inferno is right in a really rough spot. There's 3 teams looking directly at them. There's a team below them. Whatever they do, they need to set themselves up and do it quickly. But they do have the Lobo ult to help them stabilize. And that shows exactly they recognize the power of Lobo right now, being able to switch, getting all the shield cells, all the ults, bats, everything they need to just sit and relax. But whatever happens, they need to do it quickly because guess what? There are 3 other teams. A team of 2 below, a team of 3 to the right, and a team of 3 to the left. Whatever happens, there's a little bit of a no man's land as Zant takes a Kraber shot to the body right now. My goodness. But hey, look, it's fine. You're able to stabilize as Daniel is wall running. Right, bringing some Titanfall 2 gameplay straight into the game, but has a disgusting head glitch right now. Is he gonna get some nice shots with the Wingman? But man, oh man, that is a very, very nice head glitch right now. I'm going to be using that in my ranked games when I stop throwing right now. As right now we're seeing Warrior right now. He has ultimate. He doesn't need to throw it right now, but the final ring is closing and it is time. It is now time. He's going to pop a Phoenix kit right now, right before zone closes, and they're going to get hit with the Valkyrie tactical, but they're going to be just fine. They're going to be able to stabilize right now as Daniel. He took some damage, but Daniel needs to go ahead and get the quick shield swap right here. Unfortunately, that only has a same amount of health as that one does, but it happens. But you can see right now they're going to go ahead and they have all the time around. They actually Warrior threw his ult right on top of them. They're going to have to actually use Gibby Bubble, and that is huge, making the other Gibby use theirs as they're going to just sit here and get some very nice shots. Team Inferno's in a very solid position. They need to go ahead and reposition the Gibby Bubble. The Gibby ult is right on top of them right now. They don't have all the time to go ahead, shift over and get all the stuff, but they're watching the enemy team. But remember, there's a team of 2 directly down low. As you can see right now, there's a Valkyrie in the sky. As they're gonna go ahead and out to rotate over it as Daniel hits a very nice tactical shot and gets, oh my goodness, another 71, hitting not one but cracking 2 shield and putting them straight in the dirt. Forward as you go ahead, throw another, and Skeet shooting right now and doing a very amazing job as Daniel is bold Daniel feels nobody at all, as Daniel's the last one, but he's actually going to hit a nasty 50 and is going to go ahead and go down. Unfortunately, they had the opportunity to clutch, but they unfortunately lose it. To example, as right now there's a team right now with Self-Res doing their best, as Caustic is the last person waiting, trying to see what they can do, but they need to be careful, because guess what? If you die before Self-Res, you actually lose, as they're going to go ahead and win. And Global Rodents is the champion, with their Caustic being the last person alive. Huge congratulations. They played that very, very well. They had got the Kraber right there. They were setting themselves up for success. Callie, great job playing that. You did that very good job playing. Have cost tracks all around, so you made it extremely expensive for teams to push you. And great job to you and your team. My goodness, that was some high quality. Excuse me, high quality Apex Legends. This tournament is heating up. Remember, they weren't doing so hot to game one, but guess what? Game two, they decided to go ahead and turn up and start dominating and doing some very, very good shots, very nice positioning, having the Kraber setting themselves up. Very great job. Amazing. Listen, I don't know if you can hear, but I'm snapping right here. All snaps for you. Yeah, that was a very good job. But remember, today's tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. Hold on, I practiced this. You ready? Today's tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. They offer PCs, gaming accessories, and monitors. But more importantly, they are stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Ooh, I got goosebumps for that. All right, I got goosebumps from that. I know you guys felt those goosebumps, right? No? Whatever, I practiced it 15 times. All right, let's just go to standings, all right? Let's go to standings and see what's going on and how these points shake up right here. All right, as you see, Rent Free right now actually did not get a lot of points. Remember, Rent Free game one had 145 points. They only got 10 points that game. They're still number one, but look at that lead disappear. My goodness, this is some good Apex right now. I told you, it only takes one game. Listen, YFP is right there as well. 5 points are kill, 50 points for coming in first place. Listen, this is some high quality Apex Legends right now. And guess what? What I say, the longer the games go on, the sweatier it gets. We have 3 teams over 100 points. When we didn't even have one team over, we only had one team game one over 100 points. Listen, the games are going to change, but we might even see some meta shakeups right here, because guess what? We're gonna be going on over to Storm Point for these next games, and we have 3 more games on Storm Point right now. So anything can change. Anything can change. All right, and go ahead, take a look at this, guys, right now. 51st points, 32nd, 3rd, 20. Listen, you see this? So even then, things are going on. All right, it's going down. All right, but hey, listen, let's go ahead and take a quick break. I'll give you guys some time, to digest. And go ahead while I'm on break. Tell us exactly what was your favorite part of that round. All right, and what would you have done differently? Would you see the comps that you've seen? Would you change anything? How would you do it? All right, are you a Rampart, Fuse, and who's another character? Mirage main? Don't worry, I'm not judging. I'm just laughing at you. All right, let's go ahead and step over to break, and I'll see you guys after. All right.
perfect, but I know what my worth is, more than you're giving. What goes up, comes back down. What goes out, comes around. You're so dumb like this. You already like this. What goes up, comes back down. And your day will come around. I don't wanna fix this. You already like this. For good. What goes up, comes back down. What goes out, comes around. What goes up, comes back down, and your day will come around. Oh no. What goes up, comes back down. What goes out, comes around. You're so dumb and reckless. You already reckless. What goes up, comes back down, and your day will come around. I don't wanna fix this. You already like this. For good. What goes up, comes back down. What goes out, comes around. You're so dumb and reckless. You already reckless. What goes up, comes back down, and your day will come around. And I don't wanna fix this. You already like this for good. Stop the time, 'cause I wanna freeze this moment. Make it mine, hold you close. Now my heart's wide open. When I'm with you, suddenly I feel no pain. Do you make it go away? Do you make it? Stop the time, 'cause I wanna freeze this moment. Make it mine, hold you close. Now my heart's wide open. When I'm with you, suddenly I feel no pain. Do you make it go away? Do you make it? Do you make it go away? Do you make it? Do you make it go away? Do you make it? Do you make it go away? Do you make it go away? Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high. I've been high. Lately I've been I wanna know what nobody knows. I wanna go where nobody goes. I lost my way, but I found my fighter's destiny. I don't wanna look back now, 'cause I know that I don't need your love. I won't let you take me down, 'cause lately I've been high.
Hello, everyone. I'm sure you all missed me in these past 5 minutes, or what felt like 5 minutes or 5 years to you all. I missed you all too. But don't worry, I got some more Apex Legends for you guys. But what I want to go ahead and show you guys is the scoring after this before we get into game 3. All right. Let's look at these scores and see exactly what changed. All right. And how what turned out to be a huge lead is kind of not much of a huge lead anymore. It got brought down all the way to within a centimeter of lead. All right. Let's look at the points. Now, from game 1, a lot of things have changed. From game 1, Rent Free actually had a lead of over 130 points. That lead now is reduced to 20. That's 4 kills, which anybody in this lobby can do. And they showed us that anyone in this lobby can do. Now, look at this. Global Rodents were in second place game 1, or excuse me, not second place. They only had 3 kills, only having 25 points game 1. They are now at 135 points. Look at this. So much has changed right now. And so that lets you know, anybody, this is still anyone's game, all right? Now, as we get ahead and get started getting into game 3 right here, listen, look at the scoreboard. Keep it in your mind now. These teams are able to swap it up at any time. I was going to go ahead and see a couple of teams landing, hotspot is barometer, but who wants hotspot? We want some time. Now, keep in mind, I'm still expecting to see just a lot of the same, maybe more Bloodhound this round instead of Wraith, because the map is so big. You want to catch all the rats and things of that sort. There's a lot of very, very powerful rat spots in this map. But hey, we got time. I'm expecting to see a lot of teams opting to land far. Why? Because you have all the time. You get a lot of loot, and it looks like we are going to go ahead and follow Caviar Kev. They came very close to winning that game. But hey, they're here to redeem themselves, here to get some stuff done, get some power and things done. So as you can look on over to Fish Farms, there's actually 2 teams at Fish Farm, 2 teams at Launchpad. So there's a little bit of stuff going on here. We got some time with everything that's going on. Now, what would you guys in chat? What would you guys' favorite comp be for this map? Would you change your comp from World's Edge to Storm Point? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll read them eventually. When I say eventually, I mean like after this game, because it's 5-minute delay. As you can go ahead and swap on over to Yakuza, they're going to go with Opta Bubble Forward, and as they're give me Bubbles Forward as well, gives a nice grenade. They're going to move up using a Prowler right now, which is in my opinion, a very underrated gun, as unfortunately, Rots goes down, getting too aggressive right here, and looks like they're going to actually go down almost immediately right now and lose this shot. But it looks like Void, the last one, is like, no, I'm taking this fight back. All right, while they only lost their shield, they did a lot of very meaningful damage here, setting their team up for success right here. And overall, great job, great fight, nice, clean, easy 3v3. As they do have a lot of time to go ahead and set themselves up. But hey, that's just what comes with the territory of that area. As you're going to swap over the Roid Rage right now, they have some time. They have some long range weapons, having a nice dirty 30, or otherwise known as you guys call it the 30-30. Excuse me. As they are getting some very nice shots right now, relaxing. They're not too pressured for anything. Here at Fish Farms, we like to call it a nice day. Being able to rotate over, get some shots, moving over. Puff Daddy is missing quite a few shields, but a nice shield, but it happens. We're out here. All right, living our best lives as Fear is going to go ahead and heal up. Not too much meaningful damage was done. Almost getting to a blue shield. 36, 2 bullets. They'll level up the blue shield. Easy peasy, squeezy lemons. No. We're going to act like I never said that. Too late. It's gone. Delete it from your memories. Let's continue to move on and see what's going on as they're going to go ahead and opt to rotate on over and see if they get closer to Barometer. Barometer is definitely a very a better spot to be at. You know, there's tons of loot and tons of things. We're actually seeing a Pathfinder. I was not expecting, while Sassy did have a Pathfinder, did pretty well those first 2 games, but I was not expecting to see a Pathfinder on World's Edge. Not that he's in a bad pick, but just not a popular pick. But definitely a niche pick, if you will. His ultimate is very solid, being able to rotate on over, get him his team over to high ground. There is quite a bit of high ground here. It's not as useful as Ash Teleport, Octane Jump Pad, because you do move in such a linear path that at this level, with all these competitive people, they're able to go ahead and just roast you. They're going to go ahead and swap on over. They see another team, but Assassin go ahead and yeet and Arc Star right on over. Then go ahead, opt to rotate on over his team. No reason to get too risky right now because there are 17 squads right now and no need to die unnecessarily, especially this early on. Because remember, you will not be getting any points if you die between the places of 11 to 20. And even then, right up that, you only get 1 point. So you like, do you really want to throw it away? Just for maybe a kill. You already got a kill. You don't need to play anything too crazy. As Nico is going to hit op and see if they can sneaky deaky themselves over to some kills and see if they get some nice placements. Right now, we're going to see a lot less third partying on Stormpoint because remember, this map is a lot bigger. But it appears another team is skydiving in right now, and Nico's going to go ahead and see if they can get some better positioning right now. 60 is watching right underneath and seeing what they can do. As Sassy is right here on the edge of zone, and there's 2 teams all around him looking. It almost feels like a secret game, or one of those sneaker games. That I said that out loud and in public and on the internet. Worst of all, let's go ahead and act like that didn't happen, right? Y'all don't clip it, right? Y'all move on. Yeah, I love to hear it. All right, as we go ahead and see Sassy, they're fine. They're fine, but they need to be careful because there's teams all around them playing some super secret missions over here. Almost feels like a mission where you have to sneak and run through a whole bunch of dirt to try to hide around the other teams. As Hoshi gets a very nice tether, but they're not gonna be able to compromise on it too much because they take quite a bit of damage. So yeah, you got a nice tether, but what can you do? What can you do here? As Hoshi is sitting there holding her low ground, they're not going to be able to get too much fighting done because Oni is going to opt to try to rotate around because they want to be careful because they know there's teams all around them. They get a grenade off, but they need to be careful here because there is multiple grenades. Unfortunately, as Magnus throws his ultimate out and actually runs face first into the door. I remember I did that one time at this restaurant. Yeah, my parents still laugh at it to this day as they're going to go ahead and opt to rotate over, really showing the power of Wraith being able to rotate over. They have a all movement character roster here, so they're definitely going to be able to rotate on over. It's going to be really hard to nail them down and really hard to run away from them too, as they're able to reposition and rotate over just as easy as if nothing happened. And they're just sitting here waiting, hoping, wishing a legend would come up these stairs. They're ready to blast them and put them right back into the lobby and let them say, watch me work and watch me win this game here. As a tether is coming in, corner checking right now. They actually opt to Gibby bubble right here, really showcasing the power of Gibby. As Gibby go ahead and run straight in, he takes a lot of damage and goes down very badly, very quickly right now. As Oni is sitting there, it's a 1v1. Nico versus Nico is up right now, fighting his time, seeing what they can do. But unfortunately, Sassy's going to go down. They had such a close fight right there. They definitely had a chance of winning, but unfortunately they did not hit all the shots they needed. They put 60 down almost immediately. Gibby bubble came out and 60 went down almost immediately, but his teammates showing that, hey, listen, their target focus and their ability to coordinate and Gibby and dance between bubbles is a outstanding, miraculous, meticulously planned. I'm sure definitely was not a, you know what, let's just yeet this fight. As they're going to go ahead and see, they're going to opt to take this building right now as a Wraith portal is going to go ahead to rotate themselves out and move towards caves. It looks like there's a lot of teams right in these caves over here, and they definitely are in a rougher spot. Definitely one of my least favorite spots because there's not a lot of loot, there's not a lot of shield, so you're not going to be able to get stacked. They're going to go ahead and swap on over the Void right now as they're rotated in. They have in a very solid spot in excuse me, residing in caves, living their best lives. As you can tell, I really love that phrase because that's what a lot of teams are doing. They're all living their best lives, you know, here on the humid temperatures of Storm Point. Unfortunately, Ironic does not Votary does not bubble Starjo in time, and Starjo is going to go down. They're going to have time to go ahead and rotate and shield up right now. They're going to actually use the Ash teleport and get themselves out of there. Ash teleport staying up for 10 seconds, so teams have to move and commit to it, or they're going to have to just let you leave. Or let you leave in front of them. Starjo's actually opting to go ahead and rotate over and get some shields, as Team Inferno right now is right here hitting some disgusting shots with the Rampage. So listen, this bad boy may have been nerfed, but that don't mean he don't do no damage, as he's just sitting there roasting. Listen, you bridge on top of rock, you ain't safe from this beef. As Warrior is right here hitting his shots and setting themselves up. He even charged it up. Run and let them know wherever you at, I don't like it. All right, that's exactly what Warrior's thinking as he's going ahead and use, as Zant is actually rotating up, see if he can get some angles, but they need to be careful because they don't really have a lot of cover right now. Definitely not the most advantageous spot, you know, but they're going to go ahead and try to rotate around and see what they can go ahead and get started. Well, their comp is a very, very solid comp overall. It's not like a Wraith comp where you have to have Wraith run and then put your portal there. Having Ash being able to just teleport you to one spot directly is going to be a very, very useful tool here. As Evolved are just relaxing. They're just seeing where these people died at, go ahead collecting some loot and being just fine, living the dream right now. And here's a question for you guys in chat. Do you think it's humid on Storm Point? For me personally, I can't help but feel that it's extremely humid on Storm Point. I'm just saying I have allergies looking at some of these trees. All right, but that's just me personally. As Global Rodents, who is the winners of our last game, is actually rotating on over and trying to get themselves in a very nice spot. They're going to be right between bridge, but Script is actually pretty low on shield, but they're going to be able to stabilize and shield up. But it does not look like they have a lot going on because 7 shield cells and in a lobby full of people who will shoot you in the face. Yeah, you might want to get some more shields and see it gets a little bit better positioning right now. As you see, they're using a bow. But we're going to go ahead and swap on over to YFP Gaming, who's going to go ahead and just Valk themselves, get to safety, relax. They take a little bit of a charge rifle, but it's not too much. But unless you're Miles right now, who is about to be miles away from them, they do not move quickly and get out of there now. But they're going to be able to rotate on over. That charge rifle showing, hey, look, I may not be the best sniper, but I am a sniper. And you hit some really nice shots. As right now, we're going to go ahead and swap on over the YFP. They're in kind of a least advantageous position, but they're not pressured. They have a lot of time. We're going to see that a lot this game on the Storm Point. A lot of teams going to have a lot of time to go ahead and pick and choose where they opt to rotate, because with Storm Point being a bigger map, it does bring a little bit of less fighting, and everyone can be more meticulous with where they decide to make their final stands. That's why they're just looking around. They have teams poking at them, but nothing too damaged. They do need to move though, because they are getting poked from 2 different teams, as Real takes a shot straight into the dome slice right now. And you know, Kivs comes to see if they need a bubble, but they're going to be just fine. But whatever they do, they need to do it quickly, because listen, that do be a snipper. That do be a snipper riffle. All right. And you definitely want to not get snipped. So go ahead and tell yourself to go ahead and move with quickness. But they are at the top of this hill. While you do have the high ground, they do not have a lot of cover. So they need to, whatever they do it quickly. And unfortunately, Real's ultimate is on cooldown right now and is nowhere near it. So whatever they do, brace for impact. Incoming, as they're going to be sitting there fighting a couple teams, getting some nice pokes, leveling up those shields, but at what cost? You have no positioning. If you get pushed by any of the teams, you don't really have too much. They are on the high ground, so they will be able to do a lot of damage, and because there is a lot of no man's land in between, as 2, not 1 but 2 Valkyrie ultimates go off, and their teams are opting to rotate over. So maybe they have a bigger brain than mine. Maybe my brain is smooth. Maybe I am smooth braining right now, but as you can see right now, they're not too pressured. They just really need to watch their backs and make sure that no teams are going to be rotating on top of them. And don't forget, guys, this tournament is brought to you all by Lenovo Legion. They offer gaming PCs, monitors, and accessories as well. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Don't forget that, guys. All right, I've been practicing that all day, and you guys cannot prove it. All right, but as we go ahead, and Miles is ready to move up on his team, but they need to be careful, because Real did take quite a little bit of damage right now, and they did opt to use the Gibby bubble and go ahead and deflect the Gibby ultimate, as Kiv is doing some sky nades right now, about to set themselves up for success, as it looks like kids did get tethered, but they need to be careful because Real is actually gets extremely dangerously low right here. As you can see, they're going to try their best, but it looks like it's a 1v3 right now, and they're going to have to try to see if they can rotate, but unfortunately, they play that very well. That tether really slowed him down. He was unable to move up and try to collapse on top of that, but it looks like there is not one, but two teams already right here, and their teams are getting cooked right now, and everybody's just doing everything they can to try to get some KP right now. As Sly Real is going to go ahead and roast, is going to move over to try to get his teammate up and misses the bubble just by a smidge, but he's going to go roast and get a nice 64 damage right there. But it looks like Shmoove is getting poked from another team, and there's just teams all over their place right now. It would appear to only be two teams. There's actually so many teams sitting there watching from afar with binoculars, just relaxing, watching like, dang, what the dog doing over there? And they're going to go ahead and rotate on over and see what they can do. As we're going to head swapping over to Team Inferno right now. They do have some KP, but listen, they say they want some mo. All right, they want some mo KP. They're right outside the zone. Right, so the Gibby bubble goes down. They're going to go ahead and get some nice shots. They go ahead and crack the Gibby right now, and they're doing everything they can. They're in advantage right now. They have plenty of time. They do have Gibby bubble as well, but they're opting to actually go ahead and be passive with it and save it. They don't need to use it right now. They have the wall. They're able to get that quick KP and set themselves up for success as Kronos does go into spectator mode and is able to watch his teammates, if any, left over. I believe there are none. Nope, his team actually got wiped. Never mind, he's going to be spectating the team that killed him. That is probably a power move if I'm being real, you know. You die to a team, and now you have to watch that team do what you want to do with this game, which is play. So, but it's fine. They have all the time. They need to be careful though, because they do not have a position in zone right now, and this is something that Storm Point has a lot of no man's land. Yes, they do have the Gibby. Yes, they have the Valkyrie. Yes, they have the Ashe. They do have all these things that help them get themselves from point A to point B. But do you want to commit an ultimate just to move 10 feet? Is the real question, and my guess is no. But that's just me. I am frugal with my ultimates. I will die with my ultimate every time because I just make bad decisions. You can judge me as you will, but just know I commit to them. All right. But looks like Team Inferno's gonna be sitting pretty. They're gonna be able to sit there and get some nice shots with the Rampage and set themselves up, see if they can do any damage. Unfortunately, Warriors gonna be missing some shots and only hits one, but you know, hey, they hit one. I'm telling you right now, I would shoot an entire 8 magazines and then proceed to miss every single one of them. All right, that's just me. Don't judge me for my aim. I don't aim train. I'm not a nerd like you guys. Which is kind of funny because I'm commentating a video game, so I guess you could say I'm a nerd. But whatever, we're focusing on these gameplay right now. Inferno is still outside of the zone right now. They're going to actually opt to go ahead and use the Valkyrie and get themselves in and out. Fun fact, if you use Gibby Bubble and then use a Valkyrie ult, you're actually able to get your Gibby ult back in 7 seconds if you take all the time you need while skydiving. The more you know, all right? Take that information and do what you will. Gibby and Valkyrie are like peanut butter and jelly, or jelly, yeah, peanut butter and jelly, but like the right amount of crunchy peanut butter, because crunchy peanut butter is superior to creamy peanut butter, and everyone who says that has a weak blood. Anyone who says otherwise have a weak bloodline. But it's perfectly fine, as they're going to go ahead and opt to rotate on the low ground, which is not the best place to be, but you have a place in zone and you're living comfortably. But unfortunately, they do not have a bloodhound, so they're not going to be able to know exactly what's going on, as Evolve Gaming is being pressured right now. There are teams right below them. They're playing it quietly, playing it nice, you know, making sure they have all the positioning, because they are down liquids right now, and not just down any player. They are down a Gibby bubble, so they are not going to be able to stabilize and be just fine. They do have an alternator 30-30, which is not the best loot to have when you're down a player. But unfortunately, Posty gets actually tethered here, but he's going to hold his position. Hold, as teams must know that they have only 2 people. And Inferno, they're looking for some more beef. They're looking for some more action. They know there's teams all around them, but they're like, where? Show me where. I need it. I need that action. I need that roast beef, medium rare. They are showing that they want the stroganoff. Wait, stroganoff goat? I'm not actually sure, because I'm not a chef, so I don't know anything what it is. I think that's goat, actually. Never mind. They are perfectly fine. Team Inferno do actually have a very solid position in his own. What appeared to be almost a gamble of choosing, they're actually showing that they are once again bigger brain than me. Man, it really hurts admitting this stuff, that I don't know what I'm doing. As Loba is Smexton is shown up top using the longbow R301. They're just relaxing. Team Anarchy is able to look and see and just keep using Valkyrie tactical, hey, get whatever damage they have, as they do have the high ground. But you know what they don't have? If you guessed the spot in zone, you are correct. They do not have a spot in zone. They are watching all the other teams, but what they're doing is a very smart play, getting just raining damage down, seeing what they can do, seeing who they can poke, and see if they can get some downs before they try to move in and commit to this. But Smexton is watching their back with the longbow, hitting a nice 55 to the body, 120 23 to the head, I believe. I just did some quick maths right there. I don't know if you guys could check me in chat, tell me I'm wrong, or tell me I'm right, or just tell me I'm the GOAT. You guys have plenty of options. As Smexton right now, zone isn't closing. It doesn't close for another 15 seconds, so they have all the time to sit here, wait up top, get all this damage down. As we're going to go ahead and swap on over to Ironic right now, as Star Joe is able to go ahead and shield. They all have some pretty nice shields. As you can see, there's a lot of teams right now. As Team Esports is right there. They're, excuse me, Lettuce gets dangerously low, but they're going to be able to go ahead and start a Phoenix Kid up right now. But it looks like there's teams that are right in the middle of zone. Team Esports actually has a very optimal position because they can see everybody as they're going to go ahead and use the Spitfire and hit some shots, hit some nasty shots right now, and go ahead pressing. Because guess what? While you may not take a lot of damage, that is damage that you do not want to take a lot of, as Lettuce has a charge rifle, which is going to prove to be almost part of the meta in this map. Because guess what? Charge rifle hits for distance right now, but they actually get teleported on right on top of bridge, and Tim needs to be careful because right now they actually bubble, so they are committed to this fight right now. As Sixio is perfectly fine, but Hoshi gets dangerously low, has literally a toothpick of health, and need to be careful. But Hoshi actually pushes out and takes a little bit of damage, so that's time you have to waste right now. You had the time, you had the option of surprise right there, but unfortunately you're gonna have to actually shield up because you take a little bit too much damage. You're getting a little too aggressive there, not waiting up as you're supposed to, but it's fine. Nico, they're going to be fine. They're going to sit right on top of the bridge. They're going to actually have a lot of space right now and be able to see all these other teams. But unfortunately, they cannot commit to this fight, because if they commit to this fight, what they're going to find is going to find a lot. But unless you pick the perfect time to go ahead and put Yozi down, able to see all these other teams. But unfortunately, they cannot commit to this fight, because if they commit to this fight, what they're going to find is going to find a lot. But unless you pick the perfect time to go ahead and put Yozi down in the dirt and use the PK and hit a nice, nasty 72 damage. They try to go ahead and bubble dance, but unfortunately they had 2 left feet, so they were unable to bubble dance. As you're going to go ahead and watch another team, Mexican is going to go ahead and go down. They were such an optimal spot, but they end up losing it to Team Ironic, and Team Ironic is going to go ahead and just collect all their loot. They're like, oh, thank you, appreciate you for holding this gun. Oh, you had a Spitfire? I like Spitfire. How do you know it's my favorite gun? As they're going to go ahead and pick it up and get ready to start the next fight, as Team Ironic, once again, with that Lobo ult, go ahead, robbing someone else, taking all their loot. They're gonna be able to take all their time. What Lobo also does is Lobo also makes, after a team fight, makes it so you can get what you want when you immediately, so you can set yourselves up for the next team fight. You see Voter Wreath right now, they're not in zone. Zone closes in 15 seconds, but that's perfectly fine. They have time. They don't have full shields, anything currently right now, but they'll be able to shield up just fine. They're living their best lives, all right? Relaxing, sitting what you would call pretty right now. But zone's closing, and it's round 5. So people are about to get smoked. People are about to get flam broiled if they do not get to zone quickly. And the building that would be optimal for people to hold is actually not in zone either. So there is a lot of open space. So right now, ABW, whatever they do, they're gonna have to commit to it, because guess what? You are, unfortunately, looks like be a issue in comms right now. They're gonna have to bubble immediately right now, as Sav takes a lot of damage right now, and Nobu is not close. Nobu is right below him, but they're gonna have to, whatever they do, gonna have to do it quickly, as they actually teleport immediately. A very beautiful play. Wow, that was a very good rotate. They're gonna go ahead and try to get some nice shots down, and this appears to be teams all over the bridge. It is going down on the bridge right now, as there are teams all over it, and everybody wants this optimal spot. And guess what? There's actually a Bangalore smoke to throw them all off. So now they're not even gonna be able to get all the damage. Whatever they do, they need to do it quickly, because there is team all around ready and waiting to go ahead and get some shots. They're actually gonna make them have to use bubble. They're gonna have to rotate on over as Nobu gets some shots, but Saf actually goes down, and Nobu loses shield and actually goes straight down. And Destroys is the last one, and Destroys showing that, listen, I would destroy your shields, but the only thing I can't do right now is stay alive, because there's teams all around. As Destroys goes all the way down to 5 health and actually loses the gunfight, and they're gonna actually lose straight to Inferno. Team Inferno cleaning up that nice shot, as there is another team watching them menacingly, watching all this fight like, dang, what is going on over there? Let me go ahead and hop on over here. As Desmond goes down, and Thug is the last one, and unfortunately Thug is going to go ahead and try his best to see if he can set themselves up and get the shield swap off, but unfortunately Team Inferno they smell blood in the water, and they're going to get a nasty, absolutely disgusting master shot. They push over and go ahead and get some nice stuff, get some nice shots. It is now team versus team right now. 2 teams left. Team Inferno versus Lunar. Lunar is here. Listen, I may be at odds that are stacked against me. Guess what? You ain't getting no free kills out here, as Lunar's going to go ahead and some nasty wingman shots and go ahead and crack them. As they do lose Jason, but you know what they didn't lose? They didn't lose their spirit, as they will fight this team of 3 as if it was a 1v1 fearlessly right now, because guess what? Lunar does have all the shield swaps possible. The only thing they don't have is teammates, which is probably more optimal thing to have. But guess what? They're going to show you, nah, this ain't free. Never mind, Lunar opted to emote. Oh, and all right. I guess I was saying this kill wasn't free, but never mind, it appeared to be free. I take that back. As Team Inferno go ahead and wipes the floor with them, and Team Inferno sets themselves up for success. Great job, Team Inferno. Amazing job. You guys did a very good job. The rotations, the kills, the picking your battles, the Gibby bubbles, everything was on point this game. Listen, they may not have been on top. Excuse me, they may not have been on top every game, but guess what? They have been lurking, playing well, seeing exactly how these teams play and doing what they can to collapse and beat these other teams. Great job, Team Inferno, playing that out. All right. Listen, you know what they didn't do is they didn't mention that this tournament is brought to you by Lenovo Legion. Yeah, that's right. Ad read. Yeah. You know, I was going to bring it back to this. I did. This tournament is brought to you by Lenovo Legion. They offer PCs, monitors, and gaming accessories as well. Remember, stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. All right, but let's go ahead and take a second look at these standings, though. That's what I want to see. We need to see some standings. You want to hear some commercial meetings from me? You want to hear some standings? Look at this. Global Rodents is now in the lead. Wow, Team Inferno is right there. Team Inferno was not in, I wanted to be known, Team Inferno was not close to being in first place. Team Inferno was a little bit lower down on the board, but guess what? They are here in third place with 145 points. Listen, with the scoring system, it's very easy for teams to change up just as easy and get to these high levels. Look at this right now. We have not one, but 4 different teams, all right, are above 100 points. Listen, 1 W, and you guys could catch up and win. Omit, Ironic, Nico, all these teams are right there. It only takes 1 game for you guys. This point system is adding this unpredictability to it, which is what I'm loving right now by this scoring system. 5 points a kill, 50 points a game win. Listen, there's a lot going on right now. And as you can see, a lot is going to continue to happen because guess what? We have not 1, but 2 more games on Stormpoint right now. So I hope you all are ready for some high quality Apex Legends and continue right now. My name is Beewhyan, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot us off to a commercial break. All right, I will see you guys after. Make sure you pay attention, and I'll see you guys later, okay?
Tonight, lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Love, give me like the fire. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology. Till the fat lady sings, I owe you a trip, cause me and you, we got a thing. My sunshine state, hair curly like a string. Just a big ol' ooh, smile, that's about all you gotta bring. So enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. It's like a darling, loaded and heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months, I've been messing with you steady.
there's no doubt. Gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me. Now you're everywhere I see. Set me free, let me fly. Let me find new kinds of highs. We're just wasting here, waiting for another year. We both know the score. We've been here once before. So many words unspoken. You took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait. I can take the pain. I will surrender. Let me go on a new adventure.
Buddy, I'm sure you all miss me. You're welcome. All right. Now, if you guys were here, that game three was pretty crazy. The game three was pretty hectic, wasn't it? I think so. Overall, we saw a lot of teams that were not higher up on the leaderboard jump, skyrocket to the leaderboard. Let's take a look at these standings real quick while I talk over it. Now, looking at these leaderboards, you can see there are teams who were literally shot up. We have 4 teams right now who could take this W. Remember, we have 2 more games after this. So it's a lot of time for things to happen. And I bet you guys are wondering, Brian, when's the next tournament? We got some tournaments. Go ahead. Let me go ahead and show you guys the schedule as well so you can see that. But there's a lot of teams that are going to be playing today, tomorrow. Don't worry. We have plenty of Apex Legends for you guys, all right? We have 2 more games on today, and then we will have some games tomorrow as well. Make sure you guys take a look at this, screenshot this, write it down, put it in your calendar, whatever you got to do, because guess what? These tournaments are happening, and we're going to have more of it for you. As we're going to go ahead and start looking in game 3 right now. Make sure you guys follow Lenovo Legion as well for all updates and things that change as we go ahead and get ready and get started on game 3. Now, as far as team comps and things I'm expecting to change right now, is I'm definitely expecting to see a little bit of a swap right now in some things, right? In the way people are playing, not comp wise. I think comp, we've seen a pretty solidified viewing with Ashe, Valkyrie, and Gibby. Now, I may have called at the beginning of the tournament of saying that Bloodhound was going to be more prevalent in this game, but I'm willing to admit, I wasn't as right. I wouldn't say wrong. I don't think I was wrong. I would say I was not as 100% right. I was like, 2% right, or alternative facts, whatever you want to call it. But we have seen Ashe on this Stormpoint really shows exactly how strong she is. She was able to teleport her team from point A to point B quick, fast, in a hurry. And teams had to really think about it. Do I want to commit to this? Is it worth me committing to this Ashe ultimate right now to see if I can finish up this kill and get these kills as needed? And it's kind of expensive. It's a very expensive thing to try to commit to an Ashe ultimate, especially because you have 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds to decide before the Ashe ultimate disappears. Am I going to commit to this? Do I have commitment issues? Is this the right thing for me? And overall, 9 out of 10, most teams say, no, I don't think it's for me. And opt to go ahead and let the Ashe teleport go off. So listen, if no one tells you, I'm here to say it definitively, all right? I can say this with my whole chest, all right? With my bird chest, I can say this. I personally see Ashe as a higher ranked legend than Octane, all right? I'm willing to say it, and you may not believe me, but I said it, all right? I said it. I stand by my words. So we're going to go ahead and get started on game 4 right here. As we're seeing right now, we're seeing exactly what I expect. Teams like opting to land on the outer rings of the map. Remember, Stormpoint is the biggest map in Apex Legends, so teams are going to be living their best lives, rotating out and setting themselves up for success. Now, the question is, where is this zone's going to set themselves up? Now, everybody in chat, go ahead, take a bet and guess right now. My guess right now, I'm feeling the Apex gods are talking to me, and they're saying this ring is going to end up closer to the torch checkpoint or Cascade Falls. I'm calling it now, so that's just me. Where you guys see if you guys are right. And survey says once everyone lands in the ship passes over, we'll be able to see. As we go, you see Global Loaded has already gotten into a team fight already and put someone in the dirt. Very good job. There's Global Rodents right now. If they keep this up, they're going to be setting themselves up for success. As Slyrilla dies off screen as well, and Global Rodents are sitting up very nicely right now. As we go ahead and swap on over the Void, and it looks like Void, they smell the beef, they can tell it, and they smell the blood in the water, and they want part of it. All right, as we go ahead opting to get some quick gun swaps, PK, car, SMG. Listen, they are ready. They hear them, they know they're around running, and they're going to be doing everything they can to set themselves up. But it looks like the person is actually going to be opting to go ahead and get out of dodge and decide to go ahead and run away because they don't want any of that smoke. All right. as Void is sitting there just trying to see if they can. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get that KP. But hey, they got some KP very early on, and they're going to be sitting here just fine. As CTA is actually rotating out, and Schmoove is getting out of there. Caviar Kev, he has time, but you know they're fine. They may have lost a teammate in very early on, but you know what they didn't lose? Spirit. They didn't lose heart. Through the power of friendship, they could still get some very solid KP. All right, or good team shooting, which is more important than friendship currently. But that's fine. As we go ahead and swap on over to Cove right now. Cove hasn't really been showing too much in the standings just yet, but listen, it only takes one game. It took a team one game to get to 145 points, and it took another team 2 games, and they were already up on top of the scoreboard, getting close and dethroning teams. Well, that was on previous in game. Excuse me, that were holding first place for a while. So that should let you know anything can change and will change as well. So listen, we will not write off Cove. Cove, listen, I believe in you and your ability to perform in these games. All right. As you go ahead and see right now, the lobby's quiet right now. Everybody's opting, trying to see what positioning they can go for. And it looks like they're opting to try to take the high ground and set themselves up, because you definitely want to try to get the high ground. Why? Because it makes it harder for teams to push you, because you can see their entire body where they only can see part of your body, as they actually have a Mozambique and a alternator. R31 Eva. Eva definitely fell off a little bit for me personally, with the nerfs that I was hit with, but it's still a gun. Still a gun. I prefer the Mozambique over it. But you know, tell me what you guys' favorite shotgun is. Me personally, I'm a PK man. All right, I'm a man of class, a man of culture, if you will. PK all day, because he hitting out a maximum of 111. Listen, I'm telling you right now, PK is easily one of my favorite shotguns, or is my favorite shotgun in game. Unless you guys are scared of. You guys want to go with Mastiff? You got some Mastiff nerds? I bet you are. I'm not judging. I'm just laughing. I'm just going ahead and swapping over to CTA. Team of 2, just rotating around, seeing what they can do. While they are in a better spot, they do have some optimal legends to be able to rotate around through. They don't actually have their Gibby, which is going to prove a little detrimental to them. As we go ahead and watch over Tim Esports, this is where Valkyrie excels. Listen, you see all this cover, you see all these things. What you don't see is all the teams are hiding underneath. Unless you're Valkyrie, then you see all the teams. You see all the free, excuse me, you get to see all the free rotates, as they're going to go ahead and quite literally cruise on by a Bangalore ultimate right now and set themselves up and set towards the beach area. And right now, Tim Esports living their best lives. Go ahead and swapping on over, set themselves up for success, getting some loot, getting some things. As you can see right now, Tacos is all in with the PK Sentinel. Listen, Tacos fears nobody, all right? Nobody at all. And they are ready. As you see, another team already rotating in. Do it, Tacos. Hit it. I believe in you. All right, right now, as they're going to go ahead and opt to try to see if they can cut them off right now. But they need to be careful, because they're rotating directly into zone, as they're going to go ahead. The enemy team is going to go ahead, land directly on a jump pad, and we should be able to get them a little bit further away. But you know, they're fine, as Omit is already Valkyrie ulting away, as Sport gets dangerously low. One more bullet and Sport is down, and Desmond is opting, you know what, I don't want to be a part of that, and is actually leaving Sport to try to see and save themselves and get themselves to safety right now, as Sport gets so dangerously low. But hey, you're Valkyrie. They made it out alive. Good job to you. All right, as they're going to be able to stabilize and heal up right now. Double alternator, definitely not optimal loadout, not a bad loadout, just not optimal, especially being on Storm Point, where there's a lot of range, a lot of things going on, like, you know, being able to rotate high ground. Alternator is definitely one of the weaker guns you would want to have right now, as Thug is rocking a Rampage R301. Listen, range, mid-range, far range, listen, they have it all covered. They actually also have shield swaps as well, so they're going to be, Omit's going to be sitting very nicely right here, right outside of zone. They are outside of zone right now, but they have time to rotate. They have the movement they needed. They also have a Bloodhound as well, so they'll be able to tell exactly where everyone else is in the lobby. As we're gonna go ahead and swap it over to Global Rodents right now. They got some eat. They got 3 KP early on, but you know what they don't have is a lot of health right now. Zampi is gonna have to actually pop bubble immediately, as they're gonna go down to a grenade that was perfectly placed right outside of the shield right now. And Global Rodents is getting absolutely roasted right now, as Jory is going ahead and moving around rent free. The top 2 teams right now are fighting right now, as they're gonna go ahead and roast and put the enemy teams into the dirt, as Cali gets roasted right now. They have a couple prowlers, but that's nothing to them, as they're gonna go rent free is actually going to go ahead and dethrone and go ahead. Listen, you may have had the lead for one game, but you ain't gonna have the lead for all game, as they're gonna go ahead and put Global Rodents in the 19th place for this game, for this round. My goodness, that was a very nice play. That grenade really did stop them and hit them very hard right there and down into Gibby, which is probably one of the best characters to have on your team and one of the worst characters to lose, especially early on in a team fight. As Void is in Jurassic Park right now, relax, getting all the loot and everything they need. You know, and this really shows, this is the reason why Storm Point is definitely one of my favorite maps. Being inside of Jurassic Park is nice. You can get some very nice loot tailored to exactly what you need. However, it's a little bit of a rough spot because the moment you shoot bullets, teams are going to hear that and they're going to, I want part of that. I want some of your loot. And they're going to come and start moving towards you. As you see right now, and Rent Free, they're going to be sitting nicely right here, as we can see. But let's go ahead and take a look at the map. Let's see where all these other teams are and see what's going on. Because right now, there's a lot going on right now. You're going to see a lot of teams rotating and setting themselves up for success here. As Rent Free is going to actually get a gold mag right now and set themselves up. My goodness, getting a gold mag this early on in the game is definitely going to be a little bit it's going to be a very, very nice thing to have right now. Gold mag is going to show you. It's one of those things you appreciate when you have it, but it's easy to miss it. But then as soon as you know that gold mag reloads while you're shielding, you're like, oh, I have gold mag, and then bam, just like that, you were able to go ahead and roast. And right now, a lot of teams are just jockeying for position right now, Void having the Wraith, Valkyrie. Listen, this is right here. This is high peak Apex right here, setting themselves up right outside Barometer. Listen, you love to see it. So tell me, where's you guys' landing in chat? Where's you guys' favorite landing spots on this map on Storm Point right now? But as you can see, there's quite a few teams right outside of zone. Zone doesn't close for a while, so a lot of teams have a lot of time to figure out where they want to be. But as you can see right now, Barometer actually has 3 teams around. They're all right there looking at each other menacingly, trying to figure out who's going to make the first wrong move in positioning. But we're probably going to see a lot of teams opt to rotate around or Valkyrie ult into it, because if you look close, Moosey's team is right there, holding the edge of zone, waiting for somebody to make the wrong move and commit to it. But it's fine. But as you can see, Destroy is actually shooting some shots at Thug right now. His team but it looks like they're going to be out to try to hurry up and rotate themselves out here and set themselves up for success. As Inferno wipes the team, is able to get everything they need right now and get some nice KP. They get some shields. Listen, Inferno won the game. They did. But they're going to be looking for a rat right now, and they don't see a rat. They're just pre-firing right now, just in case a rat just happened to be there. You know, it's to establish dominance, to scare. If there was a rat near them, they're like, hey, you ain't safe. That's what that was. It was a display, if you will. But they're fine. Where they're at, they're in a nice spot. They have a lot of cover right now, a lot of buildings with some good loot to set themselves up and be able to watch a lot of teams coming in. They have a lot of no man's land. As you're going to go ahead and swap on over to Team Anarchy right now. As Smexton does take a little bit damage, so does Elix, but looks like they're going to be able to shield up just fine. But what they do have is a high ground right now. Is they're going to put Desmond straight into the dirt. He's going to have no time to react. But guess what? The Bengal Sword means nothing if you have a Digi-Threat. And guess what? Smexton has a Digi-Threat ready to go ahead and roast you. As they're going to go ahead opt to teleport out right now. And actually come right back to the team looking for the third person. They're going to have tons of time. They're going to be able to get the shield swap and stuff and go ahead and confirm these kills. They don't need to chase. They have positioning and they have the loot. They just need to watch out and make sure they're clear of all other third parties as they get some very nice shots right now. It looks like they're, oh my goodness. Mexton is sliding and then looking and hitting a nice shot right there into a quick 70 damage right there. Goodness gracious. They show you, listen, you may be on that rock, Playboy, but I can reach up there, dog. And hitting a very nice shot right there in the chest. Listen, they immediately back down right after that too. As you see the Yakuza right now, they're sitting right now with some blue shields. They see some teams. No reason to really commit. They're right. They have a nice spot in the zone. They're not set up for the second zone, but you know what? They have a nice spot. No reason to commit. They're just watching all these teams running around, living comfortably. Comfortably, I would like to add. As we're going to go ahead and swap on over, you know, and see what else they have going on this map, because not a lot going on right now. But you know what it is? Unless you're Nico Arc, who is missing an entire team, as they're going to opt to try to rotate around and see if they can set themselves up. Hoshi and 60 is down right now. They're having a very rough time right now. But you know what? They're not having broken spirits because they're opting to move on. Is Rent Free right now. Yori takes a lot of damage here, but it's fine. They're going to go ahead and be able to stabilize right here and be ready for the next fight. But they do see another team coming in. But they're going to go ahead and confirm their kills and be able to look and see inside of Jurassic Park what's going on. But Yori once again going dangerously low, and Yox getting dangerously low as well. they need to be careful because there are going to be teams that only takes one bullet for another team to shoot them and put them down. But as prowlers are right there in front of them, is hitting them right now as they're getting shot. You're getting shot by prowlers. You're getting shot by another team. Listen, at this point, I just cry. All right, that's just me though. I'm soft. All right, I just cry. Listen, there's too much going on. All right, as they're gonna go ahead and use the bow right now. Definitely another underrated weapon, just like the 30-30. The bow actually is very solid damage, very quiet, very silent. So teams all across the map aren't going to be hearing you, and you can actually get once you add certain attachment, getting like a little mini shotgun. You have a lot of things going for you right now. As Jurassic Park is a little too hot right now, so you're gonna opt to go ahead and try to get themselves in zone first, and then turn and see what they can do after. But right now, the zone's pulling over pretty nicely. No one's really pressured to make any crazy commitments just yet. Everyone's just relaxing. Remember, this is round 2. All right, round 3 is getting ready to start right now, and they are going to go ahead. YFP is actually hitting some nice shots right now and setting them. See, they can set themselves up for success right now. As you can see, remember, YFP is in 4th place right now with 110 points, so they are very capable of making a comeback and getting some kills and can be hitting that 1st place position right now. But here's the issue: they are not in a very good spot because they did lose their Valkyrie. Their Valkyrie did go down. Their Valkyrie's going to be able to get res here, but they're a little bit in a little rough spot of zone. It appears 2 teams are shooting them directly, so they're gonna be able to shield up and set themselves up. But they need whatever they need to do. They need to do it quickly. You might need to Gibby Bubble to get out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry, because guess what? There are teams who want to go ahead. They know they're outside of zone. As you're gonna hit swapping over to Lettuce right now, he's gonna go ahead and teleport himself in and get a nice little spot right now, be able to set and start shielding up. As Tim is running around, and Gozi is going to get close, but Tacos gets dangerously low. Listen, that fortified means nothing if you have no health. So, but they're doing their absolute best, and Lettuce is going to try to help his teammates to roast them and roast the players pushing. But it looks like they're going to need to be careful, because guess what? They are getting pushed and getting pushed. You know what that means? That people are pushing you. I had another way I was going with this, but I completely forgot my train of thought. So guess what? We're going to act like I never even talked right now. Hi guys, my name is Beewhyan. Welcome to the stream. Now we're going to go ahead and see Gozi. They're going to be able to rotate. Tim's going to be able to rotate in this building, get some nice shields and stuff, but they need to be careful because Lettuce is out and not with their team right now. And that is one thing these teams will see. They will see someone playing out of position, and they will collapse on top of you and do whatever damage they need to do quick, fast, and in a hurry, and leave as if nothing happened. As Team Inferno, they are setting themselves up, trying to see if they can get in spot in zone. They're not the best spot currently, but what they do have is high ground. As we're gonna go ahead swapping over to Rent Free with Eox being the last person right now, and Eox is trying his best, get a nice shot right there with the master right now. Oh, hit another 88 and see what they can do. And just like that, this person is going to be terrified right now, but literally little to no health right now, as Eox is gonna go ahead and finish it off as they take kill leader. Absolutely disgusting. Got destroyed and put straight into the lobby simulator right now. But they need to be careful because it looks like the zone is closing in 2 seconds. They do have shield shot to set themselves up for success, but Void is right here getting some shooting some shots, getting some shots. As YFP has only 2 people, essentially 1 person, because Real has only, what would you say, that 0.5 health? I feel like that might be a little too generous if I said 0.5 health, as there are people right there waiting, and they're going to be able to, Real's going to pop right out of shield and try to get some shots done, but they get dangerously low, having only 27 health right there. You'll have to sit there, but they're in the middle of 2 teams, as teams are going down left and right. What started off as a quiet lobby is now showing that, listen, this is a war zone right now, and people are going down, as Nico shows up and gets some quick KP right now and choosing a perfect optimal time to get the fresh third party. I see right now Wi-Fi is sitting there. They're sitting here holding bridge, where last time bridge was a absolute battleground. It appears it's gonna be the same thing again, as there's a rat below them and there's someone right there on res right now. But Nico, look at them moving together as a squad, one singular mind moving together. Listen, one person doing a dumb thing is some person throwing. 3 people doing a dumb thing is a strat. You want to definitely have 3 people doing the same dumb thing at the same time, because that is a high level strat right there. All right. As they did get the kills, they were able to solidify. Hoshi gets once again dangerously low. Hoshi just loves playing these dangerous corners and playing a dangerous game, but it's pretty fine. Team Inferno actually is down a player right now, and Warrior is getting pushed right now, and they need to be careful because excuse me, Warrior's getting pushed, but not because they won that fight, but also because there are teams all around, and this is round 4. So there's 10 teams left, 27 people alive right now, and that means there are 24 people who do not like you, and they want you in a box ASAP. So what is there to do? Do you res your teammate and set your team up and have everyone push that res and everybody starts killing each other? Or you just call it a loss and go ahead and say, all right, teammate, just watch how we do it without you. All right. You have quite a few options right now. As Ironic is right here. They're sitting nicely. They have the bow. The bow's going to be very good on this map, being able to poke from afar, being able to poke from a close, having a lot of time. As Hoshi is once again in another fight, Nico is finding themselves. Listen, they have to be looking for beef as Wi-Fi actually gets roasted and goes down, and it hit a disgusting massive shot right now, absolutely putting Puff Daddy straight into the dirt and setting themselves up. But they need to be careful because they need to get Wi-Fi up quickly, because remember, round 4, 8 teams are watching, and another Valkyrie tactical coming in. But it looks like Team Anarchy is going for the angles right now. But Smexton needs to be careful right now because he's getting absolutely poked by another team with some bow shots, and Elix is going to go ahead and put them down. But they need to be careful because essentially Elix only has one teammate up right now who has to shield right now, and Smexton is going to go ahead and get some nice shots. But they need to rotate over quickly because guess what? That bubble, that Gibby ult is going down, and they are rezzing in the open and will get obliterated. What appeared to be them having advantage, they actually lose the advantage because the Gibby bubble went down just too late. They dropped the ball just a little smidgen too late. But Nico is right here. They have 2 teammates up. They're not, Wi-Fi is in a little bit of a rough spot, not having full health right now, but they're going to be able to rotate over and try to set themselves up. But the thing is that's going to stop them from setting themselves up is another team gatekeeping, watching, seeing if there's anybody inside who's making a mistake of rotating at the wrong time right now. As you can see, Gyozy goes down. Nice Six is going ahead playing this. He's going to actually have to start playing the ball. He's going to go ahead, try to kill some time, wait for his teammates to come push up with him. He's actually going to drop down. His teammates are going to push, stay together. But you see that health chunking right now as Zone is coming in. And actually, Yori takes a lot of damage from the Gibraltar ultimate right now. They're going to actually try to rotate up, try to heal themselves up right now as teams are just fighting. Team Tim actually gets eliminated right now, and Yori's going to see what they can do here and see if they can go ahead and get a nice quick kills right now, teleporting up. And they did wonderful coordination right there, not taking very minimal damage right now, and they are shielding themselves up nicely, having all these free loot. They're Rent Free is telling everybody, thank you so much for the free loot. You guys are so kind, man. You brought me a PK with a blue bolt. Man, you love to see it. I'm gonna put my skin on it because I don't like your skin. And there you go. As they are, Rent Free is sitting up top with the G7, which is probably going to scale very nicely, being on top of Storm Point. So once again, setting themselves up, being able to see exactly, but they are on fast side of zone. So whatever they do, they need to go ahead and commit to the ideal because they're on fast side of zone. And with round 5 closing, you're going to want to move quickly because guess what? The longer you're in zone is going to start chunking, not with a U, with an O, chunking your health, taking down 25, 35 health bits a tick. So yeah, as you can see, Eox is going to go ahead and start, using Gibby ult, Ultra Summon to go ahead and get that Gibby ult, which is going to prove very powerful because Gibby Ultimate does a lot of things besides damage. It actually is a nice zoning tool, making you have to reposition, especially since we're on Stone Point. There's not going to be any Watsons. So you're going to have a lot of free pressure as Evolve and Javen, it gets actually roasted right now, but they're going to be able to teleport themselves to safety and be just fine. But they need to be careful because there's a Valkyrie right in front of him right now, and Javen goes down to the Valkyrie tactical right now, but it looks like Lunar wants to go ahead and put this person into there and get so close right there, but unfortunately going to have to take a step back to shield, as Smokey actually does not have shields, as well as Starjo is waiting for his team to go ahead and push very efficiently together. That was a very nice trigger discipline because I'm not gonna lie, I only have a W key and I only know how to run forward. I don't even have an S key. I actually have my S key uninstalled completely, as Starjo's gonna go ahead and put roast Lunar and go ahead and become the kill leader right now with 6 kills, 6 KP. That is 30 points right there for Team Ironic. And there is another team on the other side of this building, but right now, you know what Starjo's gonna go? Set his team up and go straight to the high ground right now. They know the team's below, but Starjo smells blood. They know someone's here and they are ready and looking for it. They're looking outside, but the way they're not looking is they're not looking directly behind them, as they are completely unaware. Starjo, once again, showing that great trigger discipline, is going to go ahead and be able to go ahead and set and start shooting and put some very nasty shots right now. But they need to be careful because it looks like there is people trying to shoot them, but Starjo did a very good job. Very nice flank overall. Team Ironic did a very good job right there. But they're going to be able to get the res and have tons of shields and everything stabilized. Starjo showing his knowledge of how to be a great flanker, waiting his time, and then coming in, cracking his shields. He did go down, but his team was able to push up and get collapsed and do some very nice damage. as Warrior has a Mastiff right now, and it must be a bipod attachment or something to it because he is going for some quite far shots right now. Maybe he's running low on ammo, but remember, this is final zone. There's only 3 teams left right now, and Warrior is in a not the best spot, but Sensuki is going to be able to cover him, but he needs to be careful because you do not want to use Gibby Bubble right now. That is the wrong thing to do right now. You want to save your Gibby Bubble and use it when you need it to set yourselves up. But it looks like Sensuki is actually opting to go ahead and set up a teleport right here, but they need to do it quickly because Warrior gets dangerously low right now, having only 10 health right now. And guess anything will put him. He has the bubble right now. And guess what? That is free reign for Vottery right now, who's sitting up nicely with ultimate, just watching. Wait, he's gonna go ahead, throw it, wait the time and throw it, and guess what? Nate now has to lose as he hits disgusting wingman, R301 shots. And go ahead, actually get a very nice down on Daniel. Daniel's gonna have to, his team is gonna have to stabilize. They don't even have bubble to stabilize. They're gonna sit there, hold the equivalent of a tarp as cover right now. As they're gonna go ahead and move on over to Vottery and hit boom, boom, another shot with a master, boom, another Ash comes in, boom, you can get it too. Go ahead, delivering, putting people straight into boxes right now. And guess what? They have all the time in the world. As the last person right now, is going to be Inferno, as a Team Ironic plays a very nicely, being able to sit there, rotating all around, getting all the rotations, being able to hold on to the Gibby until the Gibbies use their bubble. And guess what? That was free. They looked straight into these enemies' teams' faces and was like, that's free real estate. Free real estate, and went ahead and took that real estate right there. If you get that reference, by the way, I appreciate you. But they did a very nice job. Team Ironic doing disgusting plays right now. Listen, it's not all about kills. Kills help, but it's not always about kills. It's about choosing when and where to pick your third-party fights, and that's exactly what they did. They sat there and watched these teams fight, having to trigger this play to move together and not shoot immediately when you see somebody. Just because you see someone doesn't need to mean you need to shoot immediately. What they were doing was taking their time and doing everything it can to rotate and coordinate as a team effectively, and that is why they won that game right there. But let's take a look at the standings and see what changed here. Like, goodness gracious, do you guys see this right now? Team Ironic is at 220 points right now. Do you see this? Goodness gracious. Team Ironic really coming in clutch. What did I say? The longer these games go, the sweatier it's going to get. And that's exactly what Team Ironic doing. Rent-Free had a very solid showing, but guess what? They are not in first place right now. Team Ironic is in first place. Goodness gracious. And Team Inferno is right behind them. This is anybody's game. This is anybody's game. My goodness. Tell me who you guys are seeing, who you guys have on this tournament, and who's going to win. I have a favorite, but I'm legally not allowed to say who's my favorite because, legal. And I don't want to get fired today because Lenovo Legion decided to bring this tournament to you guys with great PCs, monitors, and gaming accessories. Remember, savage on the inside, stylish on the outside. I read that backwards, but Lenovo, they like me. They'll forgive me, right? Nope, they just fired me. Great. All right, while I'm fired right now and I'm begging for my job back, we're going to go ahead and head over to a commercial break. I will see you guys for the last and final game of the night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hope to see you guys in a few.
Little sweet and spice, throw it all in a cauldron, mix it up real nice. Fire in my eyes, stir counterclockwise. I dream of you all night. Feel with emotion, follow the signs. With this devotion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling in love with me. Little sweet and spice. Made a love potion for you. Little sweet and spice. Made a love potion for you. This is the moment, no turning back. One drop on your lips and the spell will take effect. Under the moonlight, stay close to my side. We're burning so bright. Filled with emotion, follow the signs. With this
times and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now, when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly again. 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 I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground so we can fly again. 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 So we can fly again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our final game of the evening or morning if you're in the wrong time zone. But listen, we're excited. We have seen some amazing plays, but even better commentating. Right? I'll stop. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you guys coming in here. And make sure you guys follow Nova Legion on social medias for all updates and for our tournaments going on. But if you guys are wondering, what does the standings look like right now? Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Because we've seen quite a bit of change right now. Quite a bit of change. We've seen teams who were not even in the top 5 hit the number 1 spot right now. Team Ironic came from what felt like nowhere and dominated and had a very impressive showing that last game for game 4. Now look at the scoreboard, 220 points, right? Team Ironic has 31 kills. Rent Free had 30. And keep in mind, Rent Free popped off game 1, but their games have been having diminishing returns as the games continue to go on. And what was it that I said in the beginning of this tournament? The longer the games go on, the sweatier it gets. Now let's take a look at the way things are scored so you guys can see exactly why these games seem to be so hectic. It's hard to see who's going to win, who's going to do well in this last game. Now let's take a look at these points, and once we look at these points, you'll be able to see why everyone is just clawing what appears to be the number 1 spot. 50 points go to the winning team. 50, then 30 to the third place, 20 points. Look at this. You can see exactly why there are so many teams going so hard right now. 5 points for 1 elimination. That's exactly why you're seeing a lot of teams fighting so hard to see who's going to win. But as we go ahead and start game 5 right now, you can see exactly what are we going to see differently here. Things we're going to see differently. We're going to see teams. Are we going to see teams get aggressive? This is the final game of the night. So are we going to see teams getting aggressive here, setting themselves up for success and seeing what they could do? Or are we going to see teams playing more passive or getting aggressive and going for these kills? Some of these guys know I don't want any placements. I want some KP. And that's what they're going to be looking for right now. As you see some teams landing, a lot of teams actually opting to wait and land a little bit after they get halfway through the map. Cascade Falls is only actually held by 1 person right now. So a little interesting. And but we do see two teams going straight for shitfall. But it actually looks like Slump is actually opting to go ahead swap on out. Let me know. Is anything surprise you guys over there? Is anything surprise you on the map, or how teams are landing and playing on the outer edges of ring? Well, the outer edges of ring are very nice because generally speaking, they're going to be savior areas. But what happens is that you are going to be having to run what feels like a cross-country journey to get towards zone. All right, and you know what that means? You do not have a guaranteed position in zone. And you know who does? People who are in there living their best lives, waiting for you, watching menacingly as you all are trying to rotate in and move in as soon as you can. As we're watching Rory Ragers setting themselves up, they're doing pretty well loot wise, and sense of gun wise, they don't really have all the ammo in the world, but you know, they're doing pretty okay. As Team Oni is right outside, right next to him, waiting and see if they can hit some nice shots. As Tim Esports, they're like, nah, we want that beef now. As they're going to go ahead and sit there and get some nice shots, but Lettuce needs to be careful because Lettuce is getting pretty low here. And guess what? You do not want to be the 20th team here. As Team Nobu goes down right now, Nobu goes down right now to our thermite grenade, and man, you have to see that and go, oh yeah, we W key this and set yourselves up for success. But it looks like they're gonna actually opt to try to go ahead and see if they get some ammo and stuff like that and set themselves up. As Team Anarchy right now is fighting right now at Barometer and seeing what they can do to set themselves up, as they can see someone down on the low ground. And that's one of the rough spots. You can see a Bloodhound scan come in, but no one is able to capitalize on it, as Mexton actually has to opt to use bubble this early on in the fight when there's no even commitment right now. And just like that, they are trying our best to see what they can do, as they're gonna go ahead and grenade the middle of Barometer. As they're gonna go ahead and see Slump is running and seeing what they can do to try to get these angles. This game is all about angles, and that's exactly what they want. As Team Omid going to take some damage to set themselves up and get some, some shields, heal up a little bit. But what we're going to see right now is this. Listen, some of these teams aren't on higher on the ranking, but so they want some KP. They want some of them 5 points of kills, and guess what? They see 15 points waiting in that building for them to claim. But they're gonna go ahead and just get set and shield up, get some materials and things of that sort before they try to commit fully to it. As Omid says, nah, I want it now. I want the beef now. All right, I want it shooting their shots, and just like that, Thug needs to be careful because hey, look, you may have purple shield, but guess what? They got bullets that do a lot of damage to purple shield. So yeah, you might want to go ahead and disappear from, shake the scene, set yourselves up, as they are actually getting aped on right now. And Thug's gonna hold this door. He knows someone's coming up these steps. He's gonna sit here, wait, and hold this door. They back out at the right time, but they need to be careful because Desmond is not with them. And as the bubble hit it off, very nice shot right now. That's hitting another 99. Put the PK in Thug's hands, and you are not safe. And just like that, Thug is hitting a 72 or 99. As Desmond comes in, they're going to be down the person right now. They're going to go ahead, push in, and see what they're going to. They do lose their sport right now, but they're going to go ahead and opt to run straight in and collapse on them perfectly. Listen, put a shotgun in Thugski's hand and you are in danger, as they hit a 72 and 99 and just shields. They don't believe in them. All right, they shred through shields. They'll eat those for breakfast. As we're going to go ahead and swap on over to Evolve, who's sitting here very nicely in the beautiful temperatures of Storm Point. Oh, they look at a med kit, have all the time in the world. But we're going to go ahead and swap on over to Yakuza, who's in the middle of a war zone right now. He's going to go ahead and swap. Estrada did have to use bubble right now, and they're sitting right outside trying to get some nice shots. But it looks like Estrada's going to go down right here because there's a 2 on them, and they're going to go ahead and be able to bubble straight on top of him. His Team Inferno is right there ready, but they need to be careful because Destroy is sitting there. Listen, I destroy shields and health right now as they are doing everything they can to make it work with the Havoc right now. But they need to be careful because right now they are in a very rough spot, and Team Inferno knows that. Team Inferno's like, nah, you're in danger, buddy. And they're going to go ahead and collect this early KP and put that team in 17th place. At a very great showing, that aggression, the bubble from Warrior. Warrior has been a staple in this team. It is with their bubble placements, being able to set themselves up. While they do get it down, they'll bubble it down and set themselves up, going, nah, I'm gonna be able to move us up and cover it. They played that very well. They did have advantage, but they play their bubble well, not setting themselves, not getting too aggressive and getting punished for it. Because remember, there are other teams on this map who also want to see Team Inferno lose. All right. And so they must see these shots and see the kill feed, knowing, nah, we need to get in this. As Daniel's going to go ahead, opt to take high ground. Nice, hit a nice headshot right now, saying, nah, you're good. You this ain't free, buddy. You got to earn this. As Warrior's playing a little bit further from his team, but is going for these angles. and see what, but they do have Zenzuki right beside them, but they're going to go ahead and see what they can do. They're going to hold the high ground because they don't want to lose it, give it up just yet. They want to see what they can do and set themselves up for success. As you can hear, lots of just gunfire and Gibby going off right now, but Daniel is sitting here. They're going to be able to shield up, but they do have the high ground. But here's the kicker. Nobody's in zone. So somebody's going to have to move eventually. The question is, who is going to make that movement? They know exactly where this team is. They don't have a bloodhound scan to give exact definition, but you know what they do know is Daniel's gone right now. He's going to go ahead, fire up, and be using his everything he can, every tactical movement right here. So guess what? They're going to have to, Warrior's going to have to blow right now because Warrior takes a lot of damage. Zenzuki decides to opt to get aggressive here, which might have been their downfall because they actually leave Warrior right behind, but Warrior's hitting some very nasty shots right now as Warrior's going to go ahead and try to get a shield swap right here, and bam, just like that. Listen, Warrior, there's one thing Warrior knows best. He knows how to play bubble, and that's exactly what he was doing well. Is playing that bubble, doing the cha-cha slide in and out of the bubble, being able to get those shields. And you know, the enemy Valkyrie's going to go ahead and get the high ground, but it's perfectly fine because Daniel's going to go ahead and sit here and just heal up and live their best life as they are fighting an absolute war zone right now. And listen, I said who's gonna have to move first, and they made the decision for them. They're like, you know, if you guys are gonna move, we can go ahead and move for you and move and collect that KP right now. Listen, that's 5 KP right now. 5. I was gonna go ahead and swap one over the rent free or the people who is also in our lead right now. As they hit a nasty shot on Google My Movement. What they need to Google is Google a way to stay alive a little bit longer and get some of this KP as they're gonna sit here and they're like, yeah, you got the, you may be able to go ahead and res yourself up. But guess what? We're gonna go ahead and move and see what we can do to collapse on the remaining teammates because they know right now this is a very rough spot to be in. All right, you have your teammate down, 2 of your teammates are far and cannot be seen nor heard of as they're going to go ahead opt to actually retreat and try to see if they can get some better placement points. Because right, remember, 11 to 20th place, you don't get any placement points. You have to go for kills and W's, and that is all we do. All right, as they're going to go ahead opt and just hit all the loot. As Sly is sitting up top with the bow and seeing if he can go ahead and hit some shots and stuff like that, but they're unfortunately not going to be able to find too many things as Team Demon is on some demonic hours looking to see if there's anybody rotating out of zone, but they're going to be just fine. They're at the edge of zone. No one's going to be rotating over here. They have all the time in the world relaxing. We swept on over to Tim Esports. They had some shots done, but they're just waiting to see if they can catch some suckers coming through that door and just all willy-nilly. Where this is where exactly where a Bloodhound would show how great of a asset to a team he is, because running into this room without knowing whether there's 3 people literally looking right at you, listen, it may not be the best play to have. I'm just going to hit swap on to evolve as they're sitting inside a building watching a door. They're just fine. They're not being pressured too hard by anybody. I say that as then he gets shot by a triple take. All right, I will actually, I'm done commentating because apparently the moment I say something, the exact opposite happens. You hate to see it. My goodness, as Liquid's going to have to actually bubble to get in. Unfortunate right now. There's 2 teams right now. Granted, yes, they do have, you know, these long bridges that they have to cross right now, but that's very early time to use have to use bubbles so early on right now. As people are playing Antenna and trying their best to set themselves up. Antenna is it's not the best place to be in. There's not a lot of cover. There's not a lot of ammo, a lot of loot there. So, but it looks like Roid Razors is going to, instead of collapsing on a fight, they go, I don't like it. Let's go ahead and get this in zone. And just like that, they're going to be going straight into zone and rotating up towards the high ground and seeing if they can go ahead and cut these teams off. Because this is what Valkyrie does. Valkyrie gives you the ability, instead of you being the party getting cut off, you are now the people who can cut off other parties. Just like that. And guess what? They're rotating over to cut not one, but these 3 teams that are outside of zone. They're rotating up towards getting closer towards Jurassic Park and seeing if they can put themselves towards Stormcatcher as well. And getting a little bit closer towards Cascade Falls is where it looked like they might be heading, but it's fine. As Team Demon knows somebody's in here. They see them. They see the head glitches. It'd be a very disadvantageous thing to peek through this hole as Tacos just has grenades. He's just trying to say, which grenade do I want to hit to you with today? Do I want to hit you with Arc Star? Do I want to hit you with the frag grenade? I got options. But you know what options he has? A lot of them, because head glitching right here, disgusting. And he just sees them. Team Demon has to see this and go, you know what? I think we should leave them. I think they should have a good day. As they go ahead and decide to actually opt to take a shot right now. Wow, Draco is quite literally fearless and fears no one else. Because I maybe I'm just playing too scared. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why I'm not Predator yet. Maybe that's why. All right, as he's gonna go ahead and take some shots. They're playing a very disadvantageous shot because they have not been able to hit any shots on 10 Mean Sports, who are here just watching. And the thing is, where they are in zone, they're not going to have too many options. And round 2 is starting now and closing now. As soon as I say that, Cabeza gets shot and then gets tethered as well. And they have to know this, and they smell blood, and they're going for that blood. They know they crapped him. As Draco's coming up with the wingman and the PK right there on the left-hand side to see if they can get some nice shots. But it looks like they're able to rotate out as they're going to actually miss some wingman shots. But they need to be careful. Boom, hitting a nice 36 directly to him. And Draco's going to actually go ahead and lose Hollow Sins, but is going to actually go ahead opt to leave them. And as we're swapping over to CTA, as Hollow Sins goes down, Bloom's going to be able to shield up. Hollow Sins is going to go ahead and go down and actually, unfortunately, get obliterated. But Draco's going to be the last one right now. And while they do have time, they have a person who is down. It's not looking too good. Excuse me, as soon as I say that, Draco's showing that he is not going to be a free kill, and it only takes one more shot, and just like that, Draco clutches up and absolutely obliterates 2 different people right now, using nothing but the wingman PK, showing that, listen, it may be a 2v1, but it is not unwinnable. His spirit is unbroken right now, as Rent Free right now are running and trying to reposition right now, getting into zone. And Gibby Eoc did use bubble right now, but he's going to have to rotate in very quickly. But it looks like the moment they're rotating in, they're getting pushed and shot by another team. And you have to know that, listen, Team Rent Free is out here living their best lives. We need to stop that immediately. As fortunately, as Kiz actually goes down right now, and actually it is already, they finished the kill and everything is full killed. And so unfortunately, you're going to have to rotate out. You do have Valkyrie, so you are able to rotate. Or do you opt to stay this? No, actually, real opts to peek the exact same angle that Kiz peeked and dies for it. So now you not only do you not have a Gibby bubble, you also do not have a free rotate button with that is Valkyrie's ultimate. So they're going to actually have to rotate out and start riding the rest of the game, unfortunately. And just like that, Rent Free was like, look, we may be disadvantageous, but we ain't lost yet. As they're going to go ahead and completely collect all that good loot and live once again their best lives. As Rent Free is right there, right around the corner, just taking some nice shots at sticks, hit some very nasty shots. Go ahead and say, hey, what y'all doing over there? That loot's ours. And tell them to go ahead, kick rocks and keep it moving right now. As they're able to sit there on top, get some nice grenades, and on the high ground as well. They don't have his position in zone, but they do have a 1 minute and 42 seconds before they have to really commit and move towards anything. And on top of that, they have a Valkyrie, so they have all the time in the world. As you see, Roy is going for some very nice shots, seeing if they can go ahead and get some positioning right now. But remember, they changed the timer from 30 seconds to 15 seconds, so you're not going to be able to set up that time. Get down there. Get down from there. As they're going to go ahead and see and get some of this loot. It looks like the team was able to rotate out and try and get out quicker sooner than later, but it looks like they're actually going to get some very nice shots. As Sticks goes ahead and puts volume straight into the dirt right there, and it's going to go, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and commit this and finish up this full kill. Don't worry about it, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Appreciate it. But they need to be careful because there's a team with a charge rifle. Enox is going to actually lose his shield. Not too much damage. He does still have bubble and stuff. As we're going to go ahead and swap on over to Evolve Gaming, who's getting poked by another triple take right now. But they're fine. They're fine. They're in zone. They have the high ground. They're looking at 2 different teams. They're just going to opt to go ahead, position themselves a little bit higher on the high ground, living their best lives. Also, stream, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. This tree is activating my allergies. I'm just saying, like, I can't breathe. I'm like, ugh. I can't breathe. Like, maybe that's just me. I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. My allergies just freaked out right now. As Omit's gonna go ahead and wingman shot. Thug hits a very nasty wingman shot, put off the east into the dirt right now on Team Cove. But it looks like they're going to actually try to teleport out, but they need to be careful because the Gibby ultimate is on top of them, and they do need to move forward and push. But they are in a different advantageous spot. As right now we see Omit go ahead and roast and put off the east into the respawn screen, and so you can see all the damage and things that you did and didn't do wrong. So as Devins go ahead and set up themselves up, they're having this Bloodhound's really going to showcase to be a very an optimal pick for them because they're going to know exactly where they want to push and how they. So as Devins go ahead and set up themselves up, they're having this Bloodhound's really going to showcase to be a very an optimal pick for them because they're going to know exactly where they want to push and how they want to get there to get pushed. All right, but they're out of zone, so they're going to go ahead, scan their back, see if anyone's behind them. But it looks like there is a team directly behind them, just a little further away, as you did see the Valkyrie tactical go off, but they're not in zone. They need to move, and it is round 3, and round 3 will start cooking you. So whatever happens, do it now. as Evolve is sitting up on high ground, just trying to see what they can do. You know, who's out here pushing, and they have to know that there's two teams within the codes right there. As the team is actually coming straight up on jump pad, and Posty calls it out, but they need to be careful because if they decide to fight this fight, they need to fight it quickly because there is two teams coming straight through tunnel, but it looks like there's even more teams in that hallway on the stairs. As Posty gets absolutely roasted and decides to peek again because he was like, oh, I didn't learn my lesson the first time. But they need to move quickly because the Gibraltar Ultimate really showcasing. Listen, it is one of the most powerful ultimates in the game because all you do is see nothing but Gibraltar Ultimates everywhere. You see them all over the place. As right now, Posty's, they're gonna be fine. They're fine right now. They're not in any pressure to move. As soon as I say that, zone closes on quite literally the opposite side of zone. But they're gonna be able to poke and get some nice meaningful damage right now. And or not anything too meaningful damage, leveling up Evo shields and things of that sort, but it's fine. They're fine. They don't have to worry about it. And it looks like all the other teams actually opted to rotate around right now. But you know who's not fine? All those people right there that Amit just hit a disgusting arc star on, but they're gonna get the thermite. They're gonna hit the PK shots, hit them for 40. But you know what they don't need to do? They need to go ahead and rotate out as they, oh my gosh, Thug put Lunar straight into the dirt, and they're just teams just moving forward and collecting all this KP. Omit is showing, listen, we may not have been top on the scoreboard every game, but listen, we're gonna be top of the scoreboard this game. Don't worry about it. You see all these kills? Let me go ahead and take them off here. All this loot, thank you, appreciate it for delivering delivery service to us and delivering us some high quality loot as they are rocking this Spitfire. They will have a lot of bullets, so they might want to look into switching sooner than later, but yeah, they're fine. As Evolve is right here, they're gonna be able to rotate. They still have the same position, but a minute has gone by and you guys haven't moved, so they're gonna have to start looking at really moving. They've just been playing at time trying to see what this other team does, but it looks like they're gonna run out of time, and they're gonna have to actually start moving sooner than later. As Destroys is here just roasting and trying to get some shots, trying to get some nice grenades. Gonna opt to use the Phoenix kit right here. They have all the time in the world. They have in the back of zone. There's not too many people who can rotate or anyone who can rotate behind them because behind them is in zone, so they're gonna be just fine. But their main thing they're gonna be doing right now, Destroy's goal is to try to secure his position right now, make it as expensive as possible to try to push him in his team. As you're gonna go ahead and swap that over to Team Demon, as Team Demon is right here, gonna go ahead and shield up. Both Gibby Bubbles will use, but is on the stairwell, so the Gibby Bubble is not as useful because you can shoot them toesies. All right. So as you can see right now, Team Demon, they're holding out quite a bit of team. There's a team above them, a team down below, and they're gonna do everything they can to make it as expensive as possible, make as unwanted as a team, or make it very, very expensive to try to rotate through these narrow corridors. It's a very optimal position to be in because guess what? You can't dip, dodge, or dive. You have to just commit, right? And it looks like teams, they're like, no, we don't want to commit to that. And they're actually opting to go ahead and swap on out. As TABW actually has one of the better spots in zone because they have the entire lobby in front of them. They don't have to worry about teams coming behind them at their backs at all. As you can see, ABW is right here. They're trying to see boom, boom, getting some nice shots. But unfortunately, they're not hitting anything just yet. But you know, all they're doing is sending warning shots, a warning label to everybody like, hey, you push this way. Oh, it's going to hurt. As round 5, ABW once again gets very, very lucky right now getting zone right now. And Saf has the charge rifle. Listen, they are quite fine, but charge rifle late game, while it's good, it's not going to work out too well because now it's going to be getting close. Teams are going to be pushing you inside your Gibby bubble. You're definitely going to want to start getting ready to, fight for your life. That is thing number one. As Evolve is right here, they have a pillar. They don't have too much cover, and they know that ABW is right there. Evolve, they're looking straight at each other, playing the equivalent of a staring contest right now. But only one team is in zone, and the other team is not. And that's going to show you exactly like, listen, you're going to have to do this. As Nobu actually opts to try to get an angle on them. And oh my goodness, as Nobu hits a disgusting arc star right there. And the Warrior's going to go ahead, bubble up, and actually opt to try to rotate on over. But they're going to take these high ground right now because high ground. Listen, there's some friends I know named Luke and Anakin who know all about the high ground. All right. And they need to do it. Find it immediately, because what the high ground allows you to do is that you are able to sit and relax. But it looks like they actually got ulted by another Gibraltar, and it looks like Daniel's going to get a little too greedy and go down. Unfortunately, this is the one moment where the high grounds are going to prove to be detrimental to them, as Team Inferno gets absolutely wiped by the Gibraltar ultimate. Another team poking them as Rent Free is living rent free on top of this rooftop, getting all the old, living their best lives, getting all these good loot. And it looks like Styx actually is not going to be getting on top. They're going to be playing low ground scene. They make sure there's no rats underneath and things of that sort. But they're going to rotate up. and set themselves up for success. Because guess what? That building is in. Well, then there is not a lot of cover there on it. As you can see, Destroy is looking right over there at Evolve Gaming, holding that this slither that is a column of cover to try to fight and do it. As you see, Team Demon, they are in the open, trying doing everything they can to get a very good spot in zone, but their teams are already set up, waiting for anybody to try to come take their spot. And what's going to happen is that Team Demon, they're going to have to move quickly. Unfortunately, Draco actually misses the teleport and teleports on the wrong spot. And excuse me, Hollow is going to make the call to come inside to see if they can rotate in, but they're gonna be able to get some loot, but Draco's gonna take a little bit of damage. But you know what, that is not a little bit of damage? That grenade that landed on Draco's shoestring right there. And once again, Rent Free, they smell blood. They know you're in a bad spot. And guess what? Rent Free isn't in a bad spot. They're living their best life. As you see, Gibraltar ultimate go down, and Eox is gonna go ahead, shield up, go ahead, tell, hey, Stakes, back up, you know. Take your time, you know, reason to rush. We're in a very solid positioning right now in the standings. As Sticks is just sitting here watching. Guess what? They may have been in cover right now, but they have nowhere to rotate. They only have one door to rotate from. As Yori is just sitting there roasting teams right now using a flat line after they crafted it. And they're just they are doing everything they can and playing this very efficiently, poking and knocking and doing a lot of damage to each team, really discouraging teams from rotating on top of them, making it expensive to try to commit to it. And this is round 6, so that zone's gonna hurt. So all they have to do is just watch this one door, and they have angles shooting at this door. So whoever's coming through this door is they're gonna find it really hard to get it out. And guess what? They have a grenade. They are pre-planned with grenades and everything. They are ready and waiting. Gonna go ahead and throw it. You're gonna move up to have the ledge to go ahead and swap on over to, but they hit a 36 flash right there. And yeah, it's a really bad time for you to lose your shield right now. Round 6 is closing, and this is the final round. As EOS unfortunately takes a Gibraltar ultimate to the back, but it don't mean nothing. He wants this KP right now. But he's gonna actually have to opt to go ahead and rotate over and get on top of the high ground right now. They may have lost this free kills right there, but you know what they didn't lose? Positioning right now. And that's exactly what they have, because Ring is going to be closing on top of them. So all they have to do is just sit here and watch as teams are going down left and right. That's the final 2 teams right now, and they're going to fight for their lives. It's Global Rodents versus Rent Free. These are the top 2 teams right now, and they're going to be right here ready and waiting. The Exampi has used bubble, but guess what? It's just fine. They're going to unfortunately have a head glitch right here, so they need to be careful right now. But abusing your bubble this early on in the fight, it's going to be really detrimental to your Gibraltar, as they're going to go ahead and commit to it, and they're going to actually Rent Free is going to have to commit to a bubble to it as they're coming down, and boom, just like that, 6-foot Zambi down in there, then put script down in there, and then the last person right now, they're fighting, they're just chasing them down, and boom, just like that, Rent Free are your champions of the arena for this round for map 5. Congratulations, Rent Free. They won 2 games back to back, and just like that, they came in and demolished and played that very, very, very well. Congratulations, Rent Free, for winning your 2nd game. That was some high quality Apex. That was some sweaty Apex right there, if I do say so myself, which I do because I commentated it. So that very, very solid plays. You know, one thing that they did very well is they didn't commit and focus down on one team. They knew a team was outside of zone. They knew they could get easy KP, but they opted to go for positioning. And what they did well is they pressured all these other teams and made it like, don't come over here. Don't come this way. All right, it's gonna hurt. And they did that. They didn't overcommit to anything. They were just poking and prodding and doing some very solid damage, causing these enemy teams to have to play against each other instead of playing towards Rent Free. They got a very optimal spot in zone, right in the middle of the final zone. So they did a very, very good job of pressuring and sending all these other teams into what we know as the lobby. And a very good job overall. Amazing job. They show exactly time again. Well, they may not have had a huge performance as they did at game 1. They constantly had solid performances each game because they were picking and choosing their fights very well. That is what makes a very good competitive team. Being able to pick your choose fight. Everyone can have gun skill. All right, everyone can have gun skill. You can have teams, have some of the best shooters right now are in this lobby. But the thing they don't have, that team coordination to be able, and an IGL to go ahead. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's back up a little bit. We don't need to commit to this. We have a positioning. We have a giant generator as cover. We're perfectly fine. Let's play this out. And that's exactly what they did, efficiently and well. And just like that, bam, they got the W. So huge job to them. They did an amazing job overall. Great job. Simply delicious. All right, is what I would describe that Ghost gameplay as. And so one thing I want to go ahead and point out though is that I want to show you guys exactly. We actually didn't see a lot of Valkyrie ultimates that round. I mean, we also could have just missed him, but we didn't see a lot of Valkyrie ultimates that round. We saw a lot more Ashe. Felt like we saw a lot more Ashe using her teleport and getting. We didn't see any Octanes, but we saw Ashe using her teleport, and that's exactly what I've been saying. Ashe is going to prove to be a very solid legend to have right now, because what she's going to do is she's going to get you and your team to a position and do it well. All right, but. We're done talking about these games. All right, these games, we have to watch some very good games, but we need to talk about some new games. Now let's talk about the scheduling for tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the scheduling for tomorrow. Go ahead, take a look at these times. Make sure you put them down in your calendars, in your notebook. Put them on your fingertips if you write on your hands anymore. I did in high school. Don't judge me. And make sure you look at that and see. All right, so games are gonna be happening tomorrow. All right, at the same times you see or above. Go ahead, put them down in your time zone: GMT, PST. What's another? MST, mountain time, do whatever mountain time is, put them in that, do whatever you guys need to do. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look at the format as well, so you guys can see exactly how these games are going to go down tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow we're going to change things up. We're going to play 3 games of World Edge and 2 games of Storm Point. Okay, and as well, you're still going to keep the same scoring system: 5 points per elimination. First place 50 points, second place 30, third place second place, or third place 20 points. All right, but listen, we're done talking about tomorrow. Let's see how your favorite team stacked up today. Please, let's pull up the standings and let's see what's going on. Goodness gracious. Look at this scoreboard. Now, tell me, does anything surprise you? One thing that doesn't surprise me is that Rodents and Rent Free and Inferno and Ironic did a very, very good job. Ironic didn't come out as hard at this game because they had 220 points to game 1, or the game 4, excuse me, but they only have 6 points this round. So having 8 points this round. So it's a little bit of a rougher game, but you know what they did? They fought hard for every single placement they got. All right, and now look at Rent Free right now. Just a dominating performance. Rent Free would play that game. They're like, yeah, we'll let you guys get a couple points. We'll let you guys keep up, but we're going to go ahead and scoop up this W right here. Definitely did a very solid game, and good GGs and great jobs to all teams, all participating in this. You guys all did an amazing job. I love casting it. It was so much fun. You made it so much easier for me to cast it. Even look at Team Nico. Even Team Nico came out and did a very, very good job right here. They didn't get any kills or any points in their first 2 games, but they came up and they are now in 5th place right now. Amazing job to everybody. Great job. Please keep up the good work. So tomorrow, let's talk about tomorrow. I will also be casting NA tournaments tomorrow. You know, and now you guys be like, Brian, we don't get a break from you? No, I signed a contract. They're stuck with me. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are gonna be stuck with me for another couple of days, huh? Yeah, I like it. I like it. I love it. All right. But overall, we did a great job today. Everyone, amazing job, amazing plays all around. Congratulations to everyone who collected a dub. So, you have any questions for me, guys? I'm just kidding. It's a 5-minute delay. I won't see those things till later. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow Lenovo Legion on all platforms. And also, I cannot stress this enough. Hold on, I got to give you guys a performance. I practice this. You ready? All right. Yeah, you like that evil villain spin? Thank you so much, Lenovo, for bringing us this tournament. Remember, Lenovo offers monitors, PCs, and gaming accessories. Savage on the inside, stylish on the outside. Thank you all so much, and you all have a great night. All right, y'all be safe.
From